Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another video. Alrighty, so I don't have anybody here with me yet, but today I just wanted to go live to get into some things. Once again, y'all forgive me and my eyes all over the place, honey. But I wanted to go live to get into some things today, honey. First and foremost, while I'm waiting for a few people to come on in, I do want to say we are at 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to take the time out to say thank you once again to everyone who took the time out to subscribe. To everyone, hey, Summer, thank you so much for subscribing to me, supporting my channel, commenting. Hey, Bless Holly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We made it to 1K, and I am so grateful and so appreciative for all of the support. So I just want to say thank y'all for the ones of you all who love my content, who love how I speak and articulate my thoughts. For even the people who don't always agree with my perspective, but you all still come and you all still participate in the conversation. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Dee for always shouting me out on your community posts, and Miss Charnel. I think her name is Charnel Lene Vlogs. Thank you. Hey, Mariah, how you doing? So thank you all for that as well. And also, oh, thank you, Summer. Summer says she loves the channel. Thank you. And then I do want to give a hey, CC's Live. I do want to give a special shout out to Tia Moore. I forgot about her as well. Hey D, how you doing, girl? But yes, I want to give a special shout out to Tia Mar because she was actually the first person to ever shout me out. I hit her up on Instagram back when my channel probably only had about 200 subscribers or so. And I was like, girl, can you give me a shout out? And she gave me a shout out, and she always shouts me out. She's another reaction channel. She does reactions on like the mommy content and stuff. So I love her perspective. I love how calm and nurturing she is over there on her channel. So go check her out. But yes, TMR Talks and Reviews. Go check her out because she also was the very first person to shout me out. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Notification squad. Okay, D, thank you for having your notifications on. Mariah, it's good to hear that you're doing good on this Wednesday. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you are watching this and you have not subscribed, what is you doing? What are you doing? We got to keep this channel growing. We got to keep the family growing so we can just have some conversation, honey. So we're going to get into it. I ain't going to keep y'all too long today, but I did want to get into Keevember Exposed and talk about that and how excited I am to see this side of Keesha and just give some more perspective on the situation because I do feel like now we're finally able to have a productive conversation when it comes to this whole Keesha Kaylee drama. Finally, after a year, we're able to now sit down and have some conversations that have two sides, two different perspectives instead of everything just being so one-sided. So I am excited about this Keevember Exposed, and we're going to get into it, honey. Summer says, I love how everyone is supporting everyone. I love it too, honey. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you, Mariah. Don't forget to thumbs up the live. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn those notifications on, baby, okay? Because we're going to be getting into some things, and over here, we're going to talk about Keesha. We're going to talk about a lot of different people. I talk about Latrice Allen. She's another person that's very hilarious. That I talk about other YouTubers. We're going to talk about various topics, but I just want to make sure that we keep this support going and this family growing so we can all love on each other and have our back and forth just like we do at the Thanksgiving table. But at the end of the day, still love on each other regardless of what our differences of opinion are. So let's get into it. Keevember. So Keesha had a wonderful idea, you guys. I'm going to make sure my phone on silent. Where is my phone? Oh, Lord, I don't start this live without my phone. Well, hopefully nobody don't call me. If somebody called me, it'll be all right. But yes, so Keesha decided to start off this Keevember because, every year she vlogs. Her birthday is in the month of November. And shout out to you, Keesha, honey. My birthday is in November as well. My birthday is on the 24th. Okay, I'm a Sagittarius, honey, Sagittarius gang. Hey, first baby mama. Hey, Emily. Yes, honey. But yes, so every November she tries to give us a vlog every single day. And this year she put a spin on it. So as you all know, I'm pretty sure it was difficult for her to start off this Keevember because like I said, her name has been ringing bells in these YouTube streets for about a whole year. And a lot of it has been negative, right? A lot of it has been, people trying to destroy her character, trying to destroy her brand, just really digging her a new one. If we just want to be honest. And so I'm pretty sure this year, she was, she decided to put a spin on it and finally sit down and clear up some of the misconceptions from this whole drama. And I will say I love it. Okay. It is a wonderful idea. Let's get into some comments. Summer says, I love Keesha Keevember. D says, what kind of lighting are you using? Is nice. Thank you. I actually got a webcam. I threw the packaging away, but it's a webcam off of Amazon. I want to say it's the JIGA. That's what it's called. Jigga. I don't know. But girl, it was only $30. And it has a ring light on it. And so that's what I'm using today. I was like, let me give the people something different besides not just regular old avatar on StreamYard. Let me give them some looks here, okay? But yes, it's JIGA, so I guess it's pronounced Jigga, and it's on Amazon. Honey, got it off Amazon Prime, $30. It's giving life right now. But yes, so Keesha decides that in her vlogs throughout the entire month, she is going to be clearing up misconceptions about the drama. She's going to be giving us some more insight on her and Jeremy's relationship. And she's just going to be clearing everything up and laying it all out. And I will say that is a brilliant idea, because that's all we ever wanted, Keesha. That is all we ever wanted as viewers, as people who have watched her, as people who have supported us, supported her. We just wanted Keesha to stand on her own 2 feet and speak up for herself and not pretend like she didn't have all these things going on, right? And so this Keevember, what she's going to do is she's going to still do her mommy content and her vlogging. I think she has a birthday party coming up. That's what she was doing today. But she, at the end of her vlog, she kind of digs into some of the drama that's going on and gives a different insight. And so guess what she did, honey? She cleared up the hand picking girls rumor, right? She did that. I think it was yesterday. So we're going to dive into that so that way we can go ahead and lay that rumor to rest and move on. Okay. It says the colorful light. Yeah, it has different colors. It has like the regular, I guess, like the white. Then it has like a orange one and like a more orange one. And it's just like a little small little webcam that you just tap onto the top of your laptop. All right. 0 F's to give says, Minx, you get channel. Okay, all right. No name calling, 0 F's to gives. All right, we're gonna have to put you in timeout. Now, in this chat, you guys, we're going to keep it respectful. We're going to keep it, light. I'm not saying you can't come in here with a difference of opinion, but we ain't going to be calling about their name because once again, you guys, we don't know each other in real life, right? We're just all internet friends, okay? You can't pull up on nobody, you know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it realistic. Ain't no needs to get mad at nobody about nothing, okay? It says Keesha is keeping it so real. Yes, she is keeping it real, honey. And Ebony Morgan says exposing her truth was a great idea. It was a wonderful idea. Because like I said, that was the biggest criticism. Even as someone who watched her back then when everything first popped off. That was my only frustration with her is I just wanted her to look, girl, if you're going to come to the internet, if you're going to tell us something, right? Give us the unfiltered truth. Don't try to come up in here and dress it up. Don't try to make it cute. Don't try to make it brand friendly because now you do have some real life things going in your life. Just come on here and lay it all out. And so I think that was a wonderful idea for her to finally say, you know what? I'm going to address it. Even though I'm pretty sure it doesn't feel good to address negativity. It doesn't feel good to have to keep explaining over and over and over again why you decided to be a grown woman and do what you did. I feel like it was very necessary for her to clear up some of these things because now the people who have the hate train against her, now they're not going to have anything to stand on if she comes out and speaks on it herself and clears it up. Because if we're going to give Ashley the benefit of the doubt, and if we're going to go by what she's saying, and when she comes out and she tells her truth, if we're going to take what she's saying at face value, now that Keesha is speaking out directly and not behind the scenes, we have to take that for face value as well and just move on. And so I'm glad that she decided to do that. I'm very glad about that. Right. Let's not come in here talking about D. We talking about Keesha. Y'all leave D alone, okay? D says expose the whole clip. Right. Because basically, backstory for you all who don't know why Keesha had to kind of come out the other day and kind of do her first episode of Exposed. Pretty much there is a narrative going around that she handpicked Ashley for Jeremy. The people who don't like Keesha, and the people who hate her and want her to look crazy in this situation, pretty much they came about, and they're pretty much trying to make it seem as if she got with Jeremy and they picked Ashley, and so that's why it's not fair for people to think Ashley is a side chick, right? That is a narrative that the people who hate Keesha want to run with. That is the I'm going to just call a spade a spade. That is the lie that they are telling so that people can continue to look at Keesha crazy and not support her, right? And I knew that was bull when they were saying it, because at the end of the day, we understand Keesha and Jeremy had a break, right? When she was pregnant with the twins, because she didn't have the energy to chase him and try to make him do the right thing. They weren't able to be sexual. He was lusting. And so, she kind of was like, look, I got to worry about my health. I can't chase you around Atlanta and try to put a lock on your penis. Do whatever the hell you want to do, and we'll come back and we'll figure out how we're going to work it out later. And that's what happened. All right, let's get some comments. They tell her to address things on her own channel now that she is. They're still saying she's lying. Exactly. That's what you all said, right? I have heard with my own ears, the people who do hateful content on her, or the people who do aggressive content, their justification is she's a liar, she's sneaky, she does things behind the scenes. Well, now she's putting it all out there, so now what y'all gonna say? Now why y'all mad? Dee says they tried to pass around a small part of a clip that has been on my page for 2 months. Right. Right. Dee says, Paris, you're working hard. Penny says, I have a question. Is Keesha the only woman in the world who has been cheated on? Just asking. Right. Keesha is not the only person who has been cheated on. Keesha is not the only person who has had taken a break, and they were like, look, whatever you do, just do. I ain't got the energy for it right now. And so we're going to get into that. We are going to get into that. AJ Butler says that's exactly what happened. And D says, and if you play the clip off my page, just be prepared for the strikes. Since y'all like striking me, y'all better play the whole clip or fight the strike. Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's hey Madison Rivers. Madison Rivers says it's funny how the truth is coming out and the trolls are trying to attack Jeremy. It's a little too late. Exactly. It's a little too late for that. Now we want to talk about Jeremy. Now we want to put the blame on Jeremy, when at the end of the day, we should have never been going at Keesha to begin with. But yes, so that's the backstory. People put out this narrative that she handpicked Ashley all because she admitted that her and Jeremy had a break, where she did explain to him that she understood that he was lusting, and whatever he chose to do while they were on that break, she was not going to worry herself about it and stress herself out. They were going to revisit the conversation at a later date. And honestly speaking, even though, was that the wisest decision? Probably not. But Keesha owned that. She said how she handled the situation with Jeremy. And some parts of it may not have been the best thing to handle. Some of it was stupid. But this is what happened. And so you all cannot keep accusing her of things that just didn't happen. And so when she got into the whole handpicking thing, so it basically, on this break, she discovered that he had been dealing with different women, and Ashley just happened to be one of them, right? And she went into the backstory on how Ashley and Jeremy came about, and which we had already kind of heard a little bit of this anyway. Jeremy was, they had a mutual friend. The mutual friend they had liked Jeremy, and I guess the mutual friend was like, well, girl, he got a pregnant girlfriend, so I ain't trying to go there. And allegedly, Ashley was like, well, girl, I'm finna hop down. Now I'm not going to judge Ashley for that. I'm not going to be super judgmental on that part, but that is that's something, right? Because we're very harsh on Keesha and we're judging her character. That just off of the way you met him in the beginning, we can kind of see where this would have went anyway when it comes to Ashley and what her expectations were for Jeremy. But she said that, AJ Butler says, Summer says, yep, that's only fair. And AJ Butler says, at the end of the day, everybody's going to be with who they want to be with. Nobody can control it. Exactly. No one can control that. You cannot stop people from being who they want to be with. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much she lets us know that he was dealing with different women, but Ashley just happened to be one of the ones who he was having kind of in-depth conversations with. They were talking about going on trips. It was deeper than just a little wham bam thank you ma'am, and Keesha admitted that. And so she was telling us that she expressed to Jeremy, like, if you out here doing your thing, do your thing, sir. I'm not finna stress myself out about it right now. However, you may want to tread lightly because you and this girl conversations is getting kind of deep. And how are you going to figure this out when how are you going to do this? How is this going to work out? D says, can I ask where Jeremy was going to go if her girlfriend came home? Ashley said, if I had a top lock, you could have come. Exactly. We're going to get into that. So pretty much Jeremy and Ashley were, and she also showed messages where pretty much, after Keesha found out what was kind of going on behind the scenes, she kicked Jeremy out. Jeremy then wrote Ashley and was like, oh my Lord, my girl don't kick me out. How I got kicked out of my own house. And Ashley, she admitted she had a girlfriend as well at the time. And she was like, well, I sure wish you could come kick it over here. But baby, honey, I don't have no top lock and I'm not trying to get caught with you. So pretty much we learned, and like I said, we kind of already knew this story, but it makes it pretty clear. Ashley had her a boo thing. Jeremy had him a boo thing. So both of them probably were scared to get caught. So it made sense for them to link up and fool with each other because you don't want to get exposed to your boo. I don't want to get exposed and I don't want all my business out here. Let's do this together because both of us have something to lose. So when Keesha was speaking to Paris on that recording, she was speaking in the mind. She was saying Jeremy's thought process behind dealing with Ashley. She was explaining that the reason why Jeremy felt that Ashley was a good candidate was because she had a relationship. She had something to lose. She wasn't someone that was going to expose him the first chance that she got. So when she was speaking on why Ashley was someone who was a good person to cheat with, she was speaking from Jeremy's perspective and why Jeremy thought the way that he was thinking. Now, can she realistically speak for Jeremy? And is that can we trust that was how Jeremy truly felt? Well, only Jeremy knows how he felt, right? However, it does make sense. And don't get me wrong, you guys. Like I said, I've done it all. Okay. So I done cheated on somebody before back in the day when I was, younger or whatever. And, if I'm going to cheat on you, I'm going to try to not get caught. Okay. So if somebody has a girlfriend and I have a boyfriend, you're a good person to go there with because guess what? You don't want to get caught either, just like I don't. Y'all are probably like, this girl did it all. Had it, girl. I have had an interesting life. Okay. All right, let's get into some comments, honey. Madison River says, Ashley is the perfect side chick. I'll take what I can get. That mentality is perfect. Yeah. Ebony says, I believe Ashley thought her looks would get her Jeremy. She can't wrap her head around him staying with Keesha. Yeah, that's a good point. Right. Mariah says, right, D. Ebony says, in the attic, D. D says she was mad the girlfriend came home, child. That says, not the bottom lock. D says, right. That's why Jeremy said she was a perfect candidate. Right. Because like I said, I have been in all three positions. Now, as an adult, I don't encourage people to participate in those side chick activities. As you get older, you will realize that some stuff just ain't worth it. But I've been the person that, dealt with a guy who had a situationship that wasn't all the way right at home. And I'm just, little old girl over here on the side. I've been the wonderful girlfriend at home holding it down. And I'm going to give y'all a little story time too on that as well. But I've been the wonderful girlfriend holding it down at home and getting cheated on like hell. Okay. And I have been, like I said, back in the day, not now as a grown woman, but back in the day, I have been the little sneaky one trying to, cheat on somebody because I thought they was cheating on me. So I'm going to go out here. So I can understand where all of them are coming from. That's why I'm not super judgmental because, life takes you different places, and as you grow into a young adult, from a young adult to getting older, you will go through some things. We go through things mentally, physically. Our bodies go through changes. What we want mentally changes, and so I'm not judging any of them because I understand where all of them, where their mind could have been when they were doing what they were doing, right? All righty. Madison Rivers says she prayed her girlfriend got mandated at work. Mariah says, damn, Ashley is like a bed bug, can't get rid of without heat. Mink says she said the girlfriend was abusive. I'm like, she probably was tired of saying those condoms. Lord, Mink. Undeniable says she couldn't satisfy him and protect her girl, so she let him go outside, and he had multiple females. And CC's life says, "Hi, number 55. If you're in the bushes, come out now and join the conversation. Don't wait until it's almost over." All right. So yes. And when Keesha explained what we heard on the recording that was halfway played by the people who don't like her, right? It don't get me wrong, it still was not a good decision to make, right? You should have, when he told you that he couldn't keep his stuff in his pants, you should have said, "Well, get the hell out." Okay, and she eventually did kick him out at one point, but she should have, definitely put her foot out a little bit more. However, we're not saying, but like I said, she has owned the fact that she did not make all the right decisions, right? So are we here to give Keesha a trophy for standing beside her man? No, we're not here to do that. But what we're here to say is, you all, and when I say you all, the people who don't like Keesha, you all have built this hate train off of these certain things. You all have held on to these certain narrative to hate her, and now she's debunking them, and what she is saying makes sense. So when you all are playing these halfway clips and you're trying to make it seem as if she said that her and Jeremy sought out Ashley together, now when she explains it thoroughly and when we hear the entire clip, what you all try to put out as a narrative to dislike her is not true and not valid. Like I said, we're not saying she made all the right decisions. She's not saying she made all the right decisions. What we're saying is, don't get on here saying that we need to counsel Keesha and we can't look sideways at Ashley because Keesha is the one who picked her, when that is not the truth, and that's deceptive. If you're going to talk about somebody, just talk facts, and that's not a fact. And so I'm glad that Keesha was able to get on here and she was able to debunk that. And now we can start speaking on facts instead of half truths, half played clips. And don't get me wrong, we're not saying that Jeremy was all the way innocent in the situation, because he was dead ass wrong. And baby, I would have kicked off my shoes and been swinging on him. Okay. However, the purpose of my commentary is to be fair and to bring some light to the situation and to change the narrative of, let's hate this person, let's counsel this person for these decisions, because what you're being told is a reason to hate her is not true. It is not valid. Undeniable said, "I didn't say counsel Keesha." Oh no, well, I'm not speaking to you directly, Undeniable. I'm just saying there are a lot of people who have these channels and they're very aggressively talking about Keesha, and they attack anyone who don't think that Keisha's a bad person. Like, for example, and this is not to call her out, but Paris's channel. Over there, if you say anything positive about Keesha, they call you slow, they call you dumb, and they attack you, right? And they're saying the reasoning behind their passionate hate or their passionate disagreements with Keesha's existence on this platform is because of these certain things. And what we're finding out is the reason that they're presenting to us, the things that they're saying that she's done, she's not really done. Because pretty much they want us to praise Ashley. They want us to be mad at Keesha for calling Ashley a side chick or trying to present her as a side chick. They want us to feel like Keesha was a liar about this love triangle, but it's coming out that she was valid in the way that she felt. All right. D says Keesha dealt with Jeremy offline just like she dealt with Ashley offline. She forgave them both. Exactly. She never dragged Ashley or Jeremy. Ashley came dragging Keesha from what? Right. I'm gonna get into that. Jeremy was selfish as hell all the time. At the time. He's also grown. Keesha has 3 lives to be considerate for hers and her 2 twins. She was pregnant at the time. Latoya says Keesha had the twins in December 2019, and Ashley knew that. Kay and Jay were back together, but she got pregnant in July of 20, I believe. Right, and Kevember says exactly, and it's probably the main reason why Keesha knew she would have wanted to work through the hurt and accept the baby. Yeah, so here's another thing that Keesha cleared up, and this is a very good point. And like I said, I'm gonna give y'all a little story time. I'm gonna tell y'all some of my tea. I know I'm on here talking about other people, but I like to tell some of my stories, just so that it can be more relatable. So Keesha says that people have the misconception that she just dislikes Ashley for sleeping with Jeremy. And that's not it. She said that's not it. She was not upset with Ashley for sleeping with Jeremy. She was upset with Ashley because after everything hit the fan, they had a woman to woman conversation and they came to an agreement and an understanding of what it was that Keesha and Jeremy were together and they're going to try to work on their relationship, and that Ashley was going to stay in her lane and respect it. Ashley apologized to her. They embraced each other. Keesha welcomed her into her home, and then Ashley went back and still was messing with Jeremy. Now it takes two to tango, right? So Jeremy was also wrong and being deceptive in that situation. However, I can definitely, so that, and I'm glad she cleared that up, because a lot of people love to put this whole take that up with your man, Keesha. Why you mad at Ashley, Keesha? And I was, and I'm the first one to say you can't be mad at other female because she don't owe you nothing. So everybody was quick to D says, who is undeniable, y'all. Why they got me blocked? Girl, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, they both were wrong. Yeah, they both were wrong. And D says, why did Ashley have all the time for Keesha, not Jeremy? Right. And I'm gonna get into that as well. But what Keesha was saying was she was not upset that Ashley was one of the side chicks. Because at the end of the day, how can you be upset? Ashley didn't know Keesha. She didn't have to consider her. You know what I'm saying? They weren't friends. So Undeniable says it must be a new video y'all talking about. Yes, we're talking about Keesha's Keevember video where she's clearing up the lies that have been told on her. But yes. So she says that the reason why she became upset with Ashley and the reason why, of course, now let's be clear here. I'm pretty sure she was upset with Ashley when she found out who Ashley was. And I think she said she did text Ashley and she admitted that she probably should not have done that, right? When she got Jeremy's phone. But what she said was the reason that she lost respect for Ashley. And the reason why, it got deep with her and Ashley, and when they, I guess the beef kind of fueled there, is when she felt personally betrayed by Ashley, because after they sat down woman to woman, after Keesha invited Ashley into her home, Ashley still participated in the disrespectful acts with Jeremy. And Keesha felt as if you're going to come and talk to me as a woman at that point, you should respect me in some type of way, or you shouldn't have came and talked to me at all. And I'm with Keesha on that one. Like I said, would I have done what Keesha did? No. Would I have took Jeremy back? Hell no. However, I can understand where she's coming from, because a lot of people just say, keep the drama with the man. Keep it with the man. Don't come at the woman. But sometimes the other woman in the situation involved, they get disrespectful also. And so I'm going to give y'all my story time and we'll get back to it. And this is going to be a quick story time. But let's get into some comments. It says, and it seems like they were all on the same page before shit hit the fan, but the drama and coins changed everything. It definitely did, because I think they were on the same page. For you to invite this girl into your house, y'all had to be on the same page. She would have never, ever. And I'm like I said, I'm going to give y'all my story time. So, quick story time. They said Keisha's better than me. She sure is, baby. All right. So, quick story time about my life. Now, disclaimer, I know some people from my hometown follow me. They know who I used to go with. They probably know the baby mama. I'm just here to say, I ain't being disrespectful. This is my story, and I really don't care who feels some type of way. Now, it says, undeniably got me blocked on all my pages. I wonder who that could be. All right. So, yes. So I'm going to tell you why sometimes it turns into a back and forth with you and the other woman. Even though it should just be with the man, I'm going to tell you all how sometimes some females can try it. And so I can kind of understand where Keisha's coming from here. So, long story short, you guys, I used to be a fiance, honey. I used to be in a relationship for about 6 years, okay? From the time I was 22 until I'm 28 now. So this relationship was over not too long ago, whatever. And we had our offers on, but for the most part, whatever, it don't matter. That part don't matter. However, I was in a relationship for a very long time. And it was with someone who I had known, similar to Keesha and Jeremy. I had known my ex ever since I was in high school. And, we had always just kind of been like sneaky links. You know what I'm saying? I was a little fast. Okay, I did have sneaky links in high school. I will say that. Judge your mama, not me. Okay, but he was never anyone that I really took serious. But as after I had my child, and me and my child's father broke up, and I moved back to my hometown. Me and my ex, we linked up, and we were pretty. We were pretty cordial with each other or whatever. And so we decided to, kind of explore a serious relationship. And he had two children with his baby mama. And not too much on his baby mama, even though I don't like her. But I'm not gonna tell too much of her business just because it don't really have nothing to do with nothing. However, she didn't really have her stuff together. So the when we got together, his child was very small, and so the child had to come live with us. And this was at the time she was like 1 years old, and she had to come live with us. And so I took on a full time in home mothering role for the child. And the mom was she would come get the child here and there or whatever, but for the most part, a lot of the motherly duties, in-house responsibilities landed on me, right? Over the course of the relationship, we me and her, she said a lot of things. She made a lot of accusations. She tried to put it out that her and my ex were still messing around. And, she came at me wrong a lot of times. And because I knew that I had her child in my care, and because I knew my ex had a history of being a no good, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I did not come at her sideways. I was, doing what kind of Keisha was doing. I was kind of trying to take a high road and not get all the way ghetto on her, right? Even though she was trying it. She would talk about me on social media. She would make accusations that he was just using me, all type of stuff. And so I came to find out that, they were messing around. Okay. And, it was very hurtful to me. And this is why I'm going to say sometimes you and the other woman, end up getting into it. Well, what happens is I find out this is going on. I'm still humble. I still, I'm caring for one of her children, the daughter they have together. I'm caring for her child every day. Okay. I'm sacrificing weekends, all type of stuff, caring for this baby. And you have the audacity to be watching me over here take on your responsibility that you should be having as a parent, helping out your baby daddy. And you are sleeping with your baby daddy while your baby is with me. Right? So at that point, I was like, oh, hell no. But I still was trying to be humble because you guys, I'm a college graduate. I have a really nice career. I'm not trying to go to jail. I have a little bit of background on me. I do have a license in the insurance industry, so I can't be out here getting locked up and fighting. So I'm really trying to bite my tongue and be humble, right? So everything hits the fan. Everything hits the fan. Yeah, girl. She said, "Oh my God." AJ said, "Don't." That's why my mama tell me don't date people with children. Okay. Yes, Cammy. Oh hell no, girl. I said, I don't mind spilling my tea, y'all, because, it's over with now. I've moved on with my life. I'm not with him no more. So I can talk about it now. But, baby, when I tell you, I wanted to do a lot of evil things to her because I felt personally tried. And her baby daddy. Oh, me and him got into it. I threw him out. All type of stuff, right? It was a lot. And I still tried to take the humble road. But here was the last straw for me. And I'm going to relate this back to Keesha in a moment. After it's said and done, he's pretty much letting everybody know, oh my God, y'all, my girl don't kick me out. I done got caught. Oh my Lord, y'all. He's pretty much out there. He done got caught cheating. Everyone kind of knows what has happened. And at this point, she should feel like she won, right? Like, girl, you was over there taking care of my baby, and I was sleeping with my baby daddy. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? This girl still continued to go onto her social media and talk about me like a dog. She never had any bad words for him. And they got into it a few times on social media, but for the most part, she still, after he done got caught, after you won the situation, because you've been saying for all these years, my baby daddy still want me, he still want me, he's still messing with me, and now you finally proved your point, and you still talking shit. So you guys, at that point, it stopped being Cause I was just taking it up with him, right? I was cursing him out. I was packing his stuff up. Me and him was getting into it. Nothing was being done to her, said to her. I was keeping all the energy for him. But she still kept going. And then she had the audacity, because one day she got the baby for a couple hours. Like I said, she really didn't have her stuff together, so the child really couldn't stay with her overnight and stuff. So she had to drop it back off. She had the audacity to come drop the baby off after you've been talking shit on social media. Now, I'm going to give y'all a life lesson, because in Keesha's situation, she was humble and she still welcomed Ashley into her home after all this deceit and deception, right? Because she wanted to turn a new leaf. Well, this is how it could have went, Ashley. So she dropped the babies off, and it's after all the shit talking. So I put on my tennis shoes. I don't even know if I had on tennis shoes. All I know is I told her after she dropped that child off and put that child down, I closed the door so the kids couldn't hear. And I live in an apartment complex, so I'm at the top and she's at the bottom. And I told her, you stay right there, because we finna get into it. And I ran down them steps on her ass. Okay? Now, luckily, I'm not a confrontational person, right? So it was very uncharacteristic of me to be doing any of this. But we were in each other's face. I was screaming. And she was just basically saying, like, it ain't like that. He been playing both sides. So she pretty much was trying to put everything on him. So because she wasn't being as aggressive as she was to me on social media in real life, it kind of, I felt like, well, damn, I'm already not a confrontational person. I'm acting out of character. I'm in her face, screaming, hollering, cussing, all of that. And she really ain't saying nothing but, girl, it ain't like that. I never talked about you. That wasn't about you. You know what I'm saying? So now I feel dumb, like, well, goddamn. But, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, we didn't come to blows. Because I think her sister was in the truck. And, my ex had already said, like, look, girl, they finna call the police on you if you try to come down them steps. So it was just a whole lot going on. But I said all that to say, we was really finna get into it. I did not care that the children could hear, which that was wrong of me. I did not care who was looking. I was finna get ready to lose all my religion on her, because you continue to disrespect me after it's already been said and done that you have messed with my man. You have got what you wanted. You have got your glory moment to say that your baby daddy was messing with you. Okay? You have got that. You got it. You won. Okay? And you still talking shit. Okay? And at that very moment, I was ready to jeopardize everything I had worked so hard for to knock if you buck on her ass. Okay? Now, like I said, her tone changed once she saw how aggressive I was. And, she tried to kind of like play it to the left, like, oh, girl, it's him. He the one lying. He the one keeping it up. I only put these things on social media because, he said this. And it was a whole lot. And, other things happened. Like, I still, after all that happened, everything supposed to have been settled down. She still was texting slick stuff to his phone. So, girl, another time, it was bad. But I didn't give her any respect at that point. I eventually ended up moving on from him and breaking up with him. But I didn't give her any respect. I didn't speak to her. I didn't do anything. If I had to hand her something, because, I was dumb, honey. Me and him still stayed together for a little while after that. But yeah, I didn't speak to her when I saw her. I did not, if I had to hand her something, like if she was getting her child and I had to hand her a bag, I would slang it. I wouldn't throw it at her, but I would just give it to her, when look her in the face. I was very cold-shouldered to her. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like if we saw each other in public, baby, it was on some, girl, I wish you would say anything. Okay. And that's the energy that I gave her, because after it was clear as day what was going on, she still wanted to add to the pot and be disrespectful. So I told my story. Yeah, the things we do for love, baby, that was some dumb shit. Okay. But I told this story to say that, people always say, keep it with the man, don't say anything to the woman. And that's right for the most part, right? However, sometimes the other women in the situation will make things worse, and they will continue to add to the disrespect instead of just playing their role and being, the hot thing on the side. They will then take themselves to, you know keep the mess going. So I can't understand, why Keesha stayed with Jeremy, but I can understand, why Ashley and Keesha then had a situation, because just like in my situation, it's kind of like, look, we know what's going on now, and now you still doing the most. And so yes, you are going to still have that same energy for the man. Like I said, me and him are no longer together, so of course, and it was because of that situation, and he was cheating with other people too, but it was the fact that you were cheating with someone whose child I'm taking care of. Okay, first of all, you know what I'm saying? It's sometimes, it's that one person who just keeps agitating the situation. And like I said, I am not judging Ashley for what she did with Jeremy. I don't have anything against Ashley, but people act as if Keesha should have never had anything to say to Ashley at all. And at the end of the day, is she still with him? Oh, she was never with him. She I don't know what she's doing now, but girl, he got a whole nother girlfriend. So I don't know. But no, they were never really together. They was pretty much like on again, off again type of situation. So yeah, I don't know what she's doing now. But I know that, that was my run in with a side chick, and how, it almost went down with me and her. So, people are acting as if Keesha is crazy for feeling a way towards Ashley after the conversation. But you actually, this is what I'm going to say. If you knew that you wanted to continue to mess with Jeremy, as a woman, you should not have spoken to Keesha. You should just say, look, girl, I'm good. I don't want to talk. Talk to your man. And then if you would have done that, then you would have been a real bitch for that. You would have been real, because at least you're standing on the fact that, listen, your man came to me, and at the end of the day, you need to take that up with your man. But Ashley, when you decided to go down and have that conversation with her, and you decided to, come into her home and embrace her and say you sorry and all of that, at that point, now you're playing in her face. Y'all know how y'all said Keesha played in her face with the whole vlog? Now you're playing in her face. Now you're adding insult to injury. The same way my ex's baby mama added insult to injury. The man has already got caught cheating. I've already been humiliated, and you continue to do things that are further agitating the situation. And that's how you will find yourself in the line of fire as someone who's messing with somebody in a situation. It says, my thing is, when she came to the internet to ruin Keesha, why was that? Yeah, and I think that it says, imagine speaking to someone at the side of your mouth when they're caring for your child. Yeah, girl, I'm talking about, she was, and this is the thing. Her thought process was, well, she over there with my baby daddy. You and my baby daddy live together, so you just really helping him out. You ain't helping me out. But at the end of the day, I'm doing more for your child than you are. So I'm not asking you to be my friend. I'm not asking you to not sleep with your baby daddy, because that's your body. You don't owe me no loyalty, right? But the least you can do is not talk shit about me or to me, girl. Alrighty. It says, forget all that, Ashley, don't owe Keesha anything. Why did you come to YouTube to ruin Keesha? Exactly. So we're going to get into that. And so that's why people have a hard time understanding Keesha's frustration towards Ashley. Yes, we know generally she should just be upset at Jeremy, but Ashley played a part in the deception. Ashley played a part in what was going on after she had the conversation with Keesha. Like I said, now speaking on the side of a side piece. When I was unintentionally a side piece, this girl came in my inbox and she wanted to meet up and set the dude up. She wanted to get together. This is another story time, y'all. Like, I got all these stories. But yeah, she was like, hey girl, I know, you and him still mess around, but he didn't tell you me and him still together. We need to go to the mall, and we need to be there and invite him to the mall and set him up. And I told him, no, I told her no. I said, no, I'm not doing that, because I know that I'm not done with him. I know that if he called me right now, I'm gonna let him come over here. And so I was very honest with her. I never, I'm saying, I'm not going to no mall with you to set nobody up, because I know that me and him still have a lot of history together, you know. Um, so yeah, so Ashley, you became a you became wrong in the situation, not just because you slept with Jerry, because that's your body, right? You can do what you want to do. But when you had a woman to woman conversation with her and blatantly lied, you should have said, girl, I ain't talking to you about nothing. Talk to Jeremy, and that is it. And then I think that Ashley came to the internet. I honestly feel like she didn't want to come to the internet at first, but I feel like she had her friends hyping her up because of the whole book situation. And I feel like she was really trying to save face because she didn't want to seem like a one night stand, right? That's what I think it was. I think she wanted to set the record straight. I felt like she felt like Jeremy was playing in her face by kind of not really diving into who she really was in that book. And so that offended her, and that is why she came to the internet. And I'm gonna be very honest. And but let me look at the comments. It says the frustration is what did Keesha do to you for you to come to drag of 3 months. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And that's where it got confusing to me, because Jeremy is the one who downplayed you, Ashley. He is the one who, throughout this whole situation, played both sides and did not did not honestly speak about the relationship between you and him, because it was his portion of the book. And even though the book may have been Keisha's idea or whatever the situation may be, he was the one that downplayed the situation, and he was the one that was laying with you and texting you and lying to you and playing both sides. So that's where my confusion as a viewer came. How do we end up talking about Keesha so much? I understand Keesha is the reason why everything had to go public, because she's a public figure. But come on now, like, you should have came on this internet and you should have cleared it up and let your and expose your baby daddy for the liar that he is, and just moved on. All right, darling. I'm sorry, the comments are going kind of fast. It says, darling is Dr. C says, to be honest, it could have just been just pretty petty women stuff. People do wild stuff out of anger and resentment over men. They do. They do, honey. Okay. And D says, we are past the cheating part. You slept with Jeremy again. What in the world did he do to you? Exactly. Madison says she didn't want to come to the internet because she thought she'd get dragged. Once she knew people hated Keesha and would praise her no matter what, she wanted. Yeah, that's a good point. She wanted to be on the internet. Yeah, I think that she initially did not want to come to the internet, because I feel like Ashley know what role she played. You know what I'm saying? I know she's not dumb. I know, I can tell, from her demeanor that she understands that she didn't play this. It wasn't a smart decision, and that's why I don't judge her. However, I feel like she did feed into the hate for Keesha. She saw that, oh, they don't like this girl either. Oh, let me low right then. I got some backup here. And that's when she was pressured to come out with this narrative that Keesha was obsessed with her and she was unbothered and I'm over Jeremy but it's like, girl, you still was messing with this man after your baby was born. Okay? And like I said, not to be hard on you, Ashley, or not to be judgmental, but you cannot come to the internet upset because you got caught a side piece, but you would still sleep with him after he made it clear to you that he had a girlfriend. Because like Keesha pointed out in her Keevember exposed, when I can give her a pass for sleeping with him when I was pregnant with the twins, right? Because we did have a break and all of that. But after me and you had that woman-to-woman conversation and you still went back for more, girl, at that point, you know what's going on now. You can't say he lying, because even from the receipts that both of them showed, Keesha and Ashley, when she was pregnant, he asked her, like, girl, you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to have a baby by me? Why you should want a man of your own. It was something like that he said. And so it was clear that he was unhappy with the pregnancy, even though that was wrong of him to say that to her, because you shouldn't have been sleeping with her, Jeremy. However, it was clear once she became pregnant. If it wasn't clear before, once you became pregnant by him, Ashley, it was very apparent what he had going on and that he had been being deceptive and that he really was with Keesha, did not want to upset Keesha. All righty, let's get into some comments here. It says, in real life, I've seen women be at odds for years or stuff like this. Yeah, that's why I just shared my story, because in all actuality, Ashley, you got it made, because baby, me and the side chick in my situation was finna be out there knucking if you're bucking. Okay. And she never got any respect from me from that day forward. She didn't have no respect for me before then. I'm talking about window. She wasn't even allowed to even step past the threshold. She got to stand at the door and drop her child off and send her child on in there. Okay. So you really got it good, because I've seen women literally get the physical fighting. I've seen people call other people jobs, go to people job. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff over this type of stuff. So you really, I mean, the most Keesha did is what? Talk some shit about you to some her friends on the internet. That ain't nothing compared to what it could have been. D says, why is she not setting the record straight with the girl dragging her for being in the attic? Yeah, they don't, and that's what I'm saying. They don't talk about that. That was some tea. Nobody ever touched on that. But because it didn't involve Keesha. First baby mama said Jeremy was like my husband. He did change when he realized he was going to lose a good woman. Yeah, and I think he's changed. Like I said, I don't know them personally, but he appears to have changed a little bit. Kevember says the same reason why people make videos about it every day for the money, making money off this girl trauma. And then D says she wasn't mad about being a side chick. She had a girlfriend. Okay. Alrighty. Hey, Jen. Alrighty. These comments going so fast. Jackie says you sound so unbiased, LMAO. Well, today I'm not really trying to be biased or unbiased. I'm just giving my perspective after the Keesha exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't have anything personally against Ashley. So let me talk about this whole unbiased thing. And I ain't gonna get into all that. When I say I'm unbiased, I don't mean that my opinion won't lean more towards one side or the other. My opinion definitely does lean more towards the side of Keesha in this situation. But I say that I'm unbiased because I don't harbor any personal hate towards anyone in this situation, and I can hear another side. So if you call that bias, yeah, okay, like okay, you know what I'm saying? Like okay, you know. I'm just here to have a fair conversation, a fair conversation. I'm here having a fair conversation. I can still call out parts of the story where Keesha is wrong. I can still say that I can still give my opinion like I have in several of the videos, and I can talk about the things that Keesha did that were not smart, and I can still call a spade a spade. So when I speak about unbiased when it comes to the internet, I mean, I like to think that I give fair commentary. Fair, because I know the biased word is kind of controversial. So I'm going to say my commentary is fair. It's not unbiased or it's not biased. It's fair, because at the end of the day, I'm not attacking either side for their part, because both of these women played a part in the demise of this situation. Keesha had her parts where she was wrong and where she could have made better decisions. Ashley had her part where she was wrong. But what we're talking about today, people put out a narrative that Keesha handpicked Ashley. And so all I'm talking about today is Keesha came on here and she was able to debunk that. And I understand where she's coming from. But I have always said that I understand, I can understand how Ashley got caught up in this situation. And we did hold a man accountable, girl. We don't say Jeremy wrong like 35 times, girl. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all here, the people who don't like Keesha, because Jackie is clearly, you're probably someone who's not I'm not a fan of Keesha, and that's okay. You don't have to like Keesha, because we can all have our favorites on the internet. But we have all said that from the beginning, Jeremy should have been the only person getting attacked. But the reason why people can't talk about Jeremy is because when this situation first happened, instead of everybody attacking Jeremy, they started attacking Keesha. They started trying to get her brands taken. They started calling defects on her. So that is the reason why we can't keep the focus on Jeremy, is because we didn't keep it on Jeremy in the beginning. The people who hate her want to talk about Keesha and her parenting and her brand deals instead of talking about the love triangle that this was. Okay. But like I said, I mean, as far as, just for Jackie, so you can hear me say something positive about Ashley, I can understand how Ashley got caught up with Jeremy, because I've been in Ashley's situation. If a guy is coming to you and he's telling you that things aren't right at home, and he's telling you that, girl, it's rocky, because it's clear from the text messages, he was telling Ashley the problems that him and Keesha were having. He was telling her he got kicked out. You know what I'm saying? I could see how she could fall for him and start interacting with him. And she had a girlfriend. And so in Ashley's defense, she probably didn't think that it would get that deep between the two of them. But there was a shift when shit hit the fan, right? And when she found out that Keisha wasn't happy with the situation, when she found out that Jeremy did not want the child, and when she found out how he truly felt about her, at that point, she should have used her wisdom and pulled back instead of continuing to mess with him carelessly. And then she came to the internet as if she was the victim, and she made it seem as if Keisha was obsessed with her and that she was over Jeremy. She made it seem like these people were obsessed with her when we find out that's not what it really was. You were still messing with him after someone wrote a book about you, after someone publicly disrespected you. You still were willing to sleep with the man. So why are you attacking the woman? So I can be unbiased and understand where she was coming from in the beginning, but I don't understand how we're trying to paint Keisha as the villain in the situation when everyone was doing something that was deceptive. All righty. It says, yeah, he was ready. Yeah, in the beginning, Jeremy was definitely playing both sides, and I could see how she got caught up with him in the beginning. All right. So I thought they didn't hear it for a while. Okay. They said he also told her to find her own. Yeah, in the receipts, he told her to find her own family. Jackie said, when did she attack Keisha? Ebony said, speak the truth, shame the devil. Jasmine said, exactly. She lied so bad I was content with that narrative. Dub says, Keisha didn't so Dub Keisha, but he didn't. So now what? She was still a side chick. You Lint Liquor says that's why Keisha comes at her girlfriend, and Jackie said, and Madison says, Jackie, you must just got here. Yeah, Jackie. So, and Jackie, I don't mind you having a different opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can come in here with a different opinion. That's totally fine. So that's why I call my commentary fair commentary, because we can have a difference of opinion. I'm not going to attack you. I'm not going to call you out your name. It's all love. But I'm just giving my perspective. Jackie says he also said that he wanted to go home to his son Ashley. I mean, but yeah, he was saying that, Jackie, but it's pretty evident, what was really going on. Jeremy was playing both sides. Jeremy was being a cheater. But for Ashley to come onto the internet and act as if, Keisha was obsessed with her and she had risen above, because she came to the internet giving us the impression that she had evolved. She gave us the impression that she had taken accountability. The people who were supporting her had said, hey, Ashley has taken accountability for the role that she's played, and Keisha is still attacking her. So she came to the platform pretending as if she had owned her part in the situation and moved on, and she was just raising her son in peace. That's what she came presenting to us. And she allowed her friends to get on here and call her baby daddy gay, call Keisha mama slow, call her kids slow. You know what I'm saying? She allowed her friend Hazel to really go in on Keisha because they felt as if Keisha was still obsessed with Ashley for no reason, and they were accusing Keisha of lying on Ashley about her involvement with Jeremy. So they presented this picture as if Ashley was this person who was so above Keisha and she had moved on with her life and she wasn't staying Jeremy no more. But then when she released her own receipts, we see that she was still willing to sleep with Jeremy after the baby was born. And her biggest thing was, I wasn't a side chick. Keisha called me a side chick, and that was a lie. Jeremy said it was a job. I'm not a side chick. But we can clearly see from the receipts that he told you when you all were talking about the pregnancy, he asked you if you were sure that you wanted to have the baby. He told you he had a family, and he told you should have gotten your own family, and you still slept with him after the baby was born, or allegedly you were trying to sleep with him or he was trying to sleep with you. But in Ashley's receipts, he was asking to come over at 3 a.m. She said he wanted to be rubbed on, and in the messages she said she wished she would have stayed woke so he could come in. So at that point, you're coming to the internet acting as if someone is doing something so wrong to you. You're painting your baby daddy and his girlfriend to be the villain, but you're still willing to sleep with the baby daddy. So why would you come to the internet if you were still willing to sleep with Jeremy after the disrespect, after he showed you after he showed you what type of man he was? If you were still willing to sleep with him at that point, then why should the internet hate Keisha? Because you don't hate Jeremy. And it says, "Did you miss Keesha being doxxed in the day of reckoning?" Yeah. And Jackie said she won't tell her side, and she did. I mean, she told her side, but she wasn't transparent. And people get mad at Keesha for not being transparent. I was someone who was mad at Keesha for not being transparent. I wasn't mad at her, but I was someone who had a hard time supporting Keesha because she wasn't being transparent. So we're over here telling Keesha to be transparent, but Ashley wasn't transparent either, you guys. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. I think my phone is somewhere ringing. Give me one moment, y'all. All right, you guys, I am back, honey. All righty, so let's see. Ashley was definitely not transparent. She painted a false narrative about what was really going on. She lied to me herself. She lied to make herself look good. Not only that, she allowed Keesha and her family to be bashed. It says, "Where's court Casey? Why hasn't she pressed charges on anyone?" Cammy says, "Well, it got messy and ugly. I just hope they figure it out till then is love and hip hop." Exactly. And this is just a standard case of two women who had a disagreement over a man. And the reason why I chimed in and started doing commentary on it is because people took this situation and they tried to make it seem as if Keesha did something so terrible to Ashley that now we have to contact her sponsors. Now we have to question her parenting. Now we have to, rally to look at her reviews on her business and see if we can get her see if we can tell her sponsors about these reviews. It was just a lot of evil stuff going on behind the scenes. Not even behind the scenes. It was a lot of evil stuff going on these platforms, all because these two women were in a love triangle with a man. You know what I'm saying? And so that is where I stepped in. And the reason why people say that I'm unbiased and the reason why I like to call my commentary fair is because I can still speak to the parts of a situation where Keesha didn't do something that was all the way right. I can, even though I lean towards her side, I can still come in and say that this wasn't a smart decision or whatever. I can still speak out on that. And the reason why I feel like people who don't like Keesha can be very biased is because if you go onto any other platform and the majority of the audience does not like Keesha, when you try to speak up and make a valid point, you get attacked, you get called out of your name, you get cursed at. People get really nasty and below the belt. And so that is my definition of bias. And sometimes people have their right to be biased, right? If you don't like Keesha, you just don't like Keesha. But what I'm saying is, um, you know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and I'm not going to agree with points I don't make. The same way when I came on Paris's platform, Paris made, and I called into her live one time and she was like, I'm not going to cover certain topics because I don't agree with that. I'm not going to say that Ashley is not a side, Ashley was a side chick because I don't think Ashley was a side chick. And Paris has her right to feel that way, right? She does not have to call Ashley a side chick if she doesn't feel that she was not a side chick. However, if someone comes onto your platform and they're just giving a different perspective, you don't have to call them out their name and bash them and be mean to them. So the only reason why I would judge someone for being biased is if they start being mean to the people with a different opinion. I'm not mean to my audience who has a different opinion. I love all of you all. Jackie, I haven't kicked you out yet, and you're disagreeing with me because guess what? You're your own individual with your own platform, and you can voice how you feel as long as you keep it respectful. That's it. So that's why I consider myself to give fair commentary. And if it's biased or unbiased by the textbook definition, oh well. But I feel like on this platform you can talk about it all without being judged and harassed and bullied. Bias to me is I was saying that I feel like Keesha is a good mom, and someone in my comments told me that because I feel that way, that means that I went to a low level HBCU, that I'm not educated, even though I clearly have a degree, an accredited degree. I can show it to you right now. I clearly am a college educated woman. Someone literally told me that I am uneducated because I say that Keesha is a good mom. That's what you call someone who is negatively biased. And you can be biased in a positive way, right? But that's what I mean. On this platform, that won't happen. You won't get called out of your name or called slow all because you don't agree with what I'm saying. As long as you keep it respectful in here, as long as you don't start name calling and start being nasty to people, you can still be a part of my conversation even if we don't share the same viewpoints. So that's why I coined the term, or I say I'm a fair commentator. So let's get into some comments. It says Paris's channel has strikes for bullying and harassment. Do you have anything to say about that? Paris is appealing that right now. YouTube said it's bullying and harassment. Yeah, and like I said, Paris, I have nothing against Paris either. But her commentary against Keesha was very aggressive in the beginning. It's calmed down now. We'll give her that. But in the beginning, her commentary was very aggressive, and it was a lot, and there were a lot of conversations on that platform that were just like, okay, one day, this was a long time ago when I was first tuned into the Keesha drama, they on there reading the reviews for Keesha's business. And I'm like, why are y'all reading the reviews for Keesha's business and seeing what people have negative to say about her business when we're supposed to be talking about a love triangle? We're supposed to talk about the situation with her and Jeremy and Ashley, and we're over here talking about what type of mom she is and what type of business owner she is. All righty. And it says Jack is giving Trolletta. Jack is Trolletta trying to get an update. Queen T says, Jackie, you were calling her biased because she doesn't agree with you, but she's literally stating her opinion based on facts in front of her. Yeah, I'm just going based on the facts, not on my opinion. I like Keesha, but I can still say, if Ashley presents if Keesha go bust Ashley windows right now, I'm gonna say Keesha was wrong, even though I like her. All right, let's see here. Jackie, I have a question. Who do you think is wrong? It says they all lied. Somebody had a question for me here. I think it's Yulene Liquor says, do you feel that Keesha has told many lies during this whole thing? I don't think Keesha told lies. I think that Keesha, this is what I feel like Keesha did. If we're going to speak about what Keesha did, I don't think Keesha told lies. I think Keesha was, when the situation first happened with her and Jeremy, I feel like she tried to dress it up. I feel like she came on this platform and she wanted to tell us that he had a baby because she could not. How could she not tell us? But I don't think she wanted to really be transparent about what really happened. So I will say Keesha was not being transparent in the beginning. So I can say that even though I love Keesha and I support Keesha, she wasn't fully being transparent a year ago when she first came out with the situation. And so that's what put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, even my mouth. When I read the book, I was like, Keesha, now it's more to this story, right? But at the end of the day, Now she has come forward to correct everything and clear it up and move forward. Do I feel like she's overshared? Do I feel like she's giving information to the wrong people behind the scenes to talk about? Definitely. She should have never been talking to Brilliant Bree, you know? And so I can definitely say that. But at the end of the day, what she's doing now, which is the reason why I'm talking about her today, is she's finally being transparent and opening up. That is, to me, a step forward. And if Ashley is transparent, I will give her kudos for that as well. All right, Nikki Nicole says, Jackie, what did she lie about? She just didn't put out there. Yeah, I've never really seen a lie that she told. The only thing that I would say is she was not transparent. Because the book never said that Ashley was a side chick. She never, I mean, not a side chick. She definitely called her a side chick, but the book never said that Ashley was a one night stand. In the book, it said, Jeremy's part said something like one bad decision or one night. It was something of that nature. And so I will fault her for just not coming out. If you're going to tell it all, And so that's where, as a viewer, I was like, no, Keesha, I can't rock with you on this one. But like I said, she has turned it around and now she's speaking openly and honestly. And she is admitting that some of it sounds dumb. She's admitting that she wasn't right for some of what she was doing. She's admitting that. And so at the end of the day, if Ashley comes forward and she has that same energy, she said, look, y'all, I fell for Jeremy. I love Jeremy, or we had a really good bond. And at the end of the day, even after my baby was born, even after he disrespected me, I still had feelings for him. We still had a connection like no other. And no one can tell me that. And if Ashley would come forward and just be transparent that there were still feelings there for Jeremy, even after the baby was born, and that she was still going back and they were still involved, if she would just be open and transparent about that, and if she would just let everybody know, look, this is the father of my child, and I'm not going to let the trolls tell me that my child can't be around him, and I'm still going to have some involvement with him instead of pretending like she does not want him around her at all, then I could respect what she has going on as well. First baby mama says, Jackie, I think everyone had a part, but Keesha didn't cheat. I think it's Jeremy and Ashley's fault. So while everybody, yeah, because this is what I'm saying. All of them played a part after it hit the internet and it being wrong, right? But when it was just going on behind the scenes and when no one knew about this, Jeremy and Ashley were definitely the wrong parties. Keesha became at fault for some of this mess when she, when she came to the internet not being 100% transparent and giving information to others behind the scenes instead of speaking up on her own behalf. That is what Keesha, that was her downfall in the situation. Not being fully transparent, not coming on her platform and speaking openly how she feels. Coming on her platform and kind of pretending like she was okay with everything and she was moving forward when she knew she was harboring these feelings deep down inside. So that's where I say that Keesha went wrong in the situation. She went wrong in it in the way she handled it after it hit the internet. However, let's not forget, at the core of this situation, Jeremy and Ashley, they were dead wrong in the beginning. It says, I don't think it was Keisha's fault she got cheated on. It's the after effects. I can. It's definitely not her fault that she got cheated on. And let's see. I'm sorry. The trolls couldn't last a mile in her shoes. Beautiful, just like Ashley was too. Same shot. Latoya says she was probably embarrassed to admit everything. The situation is crazy, but at this point, she might as well tell all of the story because the trolls are accusing her of everything on the sun. Yeah, and that's what she's planning to do. She says that she's planning to use this Keevember to really just clear everything up because they are accusing her of some wild stuff, and she has debunked one of their wild rumors, and I'm glad. Transparency is telling a lie something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say Keesha told a lie because I don't really see a lie she told. I'm going to just say that she wasn't as transparent as she should have been in the beginning, but I'm proud of her for changing that narrative. Just like I'll be proud of Ashley. If Ashley come on here and she say, look, y'all, this my baby dad and I'm standing beside him. I know that, we had a rocket start, and I know that it's been a whole lot of stuff going on with me and Keesha, but I'm going to handle my baby daddy the way I want to, and I'm not going to dictate who keep my baby because of y'all. I'm not going to let y'all tell me who finna babysit my child. I don't want y'all opinion on my co-parenting situation with Jeremy. If Ashley come on here and say that, I I would give her a high five too, because at the end of the day, they all just need to be adults and come together and move forward, because they're gonna have to deal with each other for a long time. Beautiful Flaw says she was trying to heal. She was trying to heal and process what was happening. Undeniable says the common denominator is Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy is a common denominator. D says Miss Unbiased, what did Ashley do wrong? Simply Danielle says, okay, I understand the transparency issue everyone is feeling. Yeah. Jackie says Jeremy was wrong for playing both women. He has no respect for women. I know his mother didn't raise him like that. Yeah, he was wrong for playing both sides. D says, Jackie, what did Ashley do wrong? Since you, because I guess D is saying, since you say you're unbiased, what did Ashley do wrong? Cammy says, at the end of the day, I will blame the money is the root of all evil. You cannot be weak-minded and sell yourself when it comes to family. Right. Nikki Nicole says, I think she was limited with giving info. I think she was limited with giving info out, period. Jackie says, when did I claim to be unbiased? I'm as unbiased as you are. Well, Jackie, I'm not attacking you. If you want, this is the thing. If you want to be biased, you can. Like, I don't have a problem with people who are biased, or who don't want to, see Keesha's side. I just have a problem with people who want to hate this girl and want to, they want her. I have an issue with people who want her to be canceled and who want her children to be taken away and who agree with people, calling her sponsors all over a real life situation that we all have been through at some point as women. So if you are someone who just don't like Keesha and you're not gonna like her and you're not gonna say anything positive about her, that's fine. Like, I don't judge you for that, because you can like what you like, right? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Jackie. Okay. Latoya says trolls are trying to spin a narrative that it's her fault. She was cheated on by saying she chose Ashley for Jeremy. Who chooses someone to sleep with their man while they have a high risk pregnancy? Right. And so that's the biggest picture, you guys. There are people going around playing a clip of Keesha and trying to tell everyone, hey, you guys, you all can't be mad at Ashley or call Ashley a side chick, because here we have on audio Keesha saying that she was the one who chose Ashley. And that is a blatant lie. That is not the truth. And so, while I try to give fair commentary, if someone tells a lie, they just tell a lie. Okay? And I'm going to have to call it like I see it. It says, have y'all heard the recording? Yeah, I heard the recording. And in the recording, and she was saying, here is why Jeremy thought that Ashley was a good candidate. I heard the recording. And I never believed that in the beginning, because I heard it back when her and Hazel were arguing, and her and Paris was arguing, and they was dropping all the recordings on Paris's page and Hazel's page, and Dee was playing recordings as well. And I heard that part back then. And I never felt that she was saying that she handpicked someone. I always knew what she was trying to say. She was trying to say that, listen, the reason why Jeremy continued to go with Ashley versus all the other women he could have been with is because him and Ashley both were in relationships, and they felt like they wouldn't get caught. Jackie says, I feel like Ashley was wrong for dealing with Jeremy after he lied and disrespected her in that book. Right. Yeah. Right. Because this is the thing. Like I said, I didn't have any, I wasn't side-eyeing Ashley until I learned that she was still sleeping with him. And when I learned that she was still sleeping with him after he disrespected her, I was like, oh, baby, no, I can't have no sympathy for you. That's just like I tell my homegirls, listen, girl, I'm going to be here for you when your man doing you wrong or whatever. I ain't going to get too involved in it, but I'm going to be here for you to hold your hand and we can cry together. But when my tears dry up is when I find out that you still sleep with this man, okay? After that, I ain't got no more tears for you, girl. So she lost me after that. I didn't have any, I wasn't giving Ashley the side eye when she first came to the platform, because honestly, she was just coming, to clear up her name. And so I understood why she would want to come on the platform, because, people were kind of wondering who she were. They was like, hey, who is this girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she about? And so she came to kind of tell her story, which is nothing is wrong with that. If you want to come tell your story, then come. But don't come and be deceptive and have, and because she pulled on everyone's heartstrings, even mine. Oh, shoot. I don't knock something over. But yeah. she kind of pulled on the viewer's heartstring, even mine. And she, had us thinking that, she had really evolved and moved on. And here she was still having to be sucked into conversations about her poor decisions in the past. And I thought that her and Jeremy were a thing of the past. But when I saw that she was still sleeping with him after she up here playing the violin about him being disrespectful, I was like, girl, bye. I love you, girl. Bye bye. Let's see. You lit liquor says just like Jeremy has I respect Keesha. Well, no, and that's the thing. But this is the difference though. You lit liquor. People will call Keesha out all day about the bullshit that she put up with from Jeremy. People will definitely judge her and call her stupid in a heartbeat. So I think we've had more than enough conversation when we talked about Keesha and her poor decisions with her being in a relationship with Jeremy, right? Everyone has always talked about that. Even before the babies, they were dogging Keesha for being with Jeremy because they feel like he was using her. So Keesha has definitely had her fair share of scrutiny for dealing with Jeremy. But the issue is here, Lit Liquor, and that's her name. That's the name, so I'm not calling her that. But yeah, the thing is, no, everyone was praising Ashley and not calling her out on it. So it was like all the people who hate Keesha, they were in their chats and they were wanting to have these conversations where they were calling her, like parents were screaming, "You dumb bitch, you pathetic," like literally screaming to the top of their lungs. Even Hazel, "Yeah, Keesha, your life is effed up. Your life is effed to the up. You're a dumb bee. You're delusional. You're slow." Like everyone was going so hard on Keesha for still dealing with Jeremy, but Ashley was doing the same thing. And so Ashley wasn't getting any heat. Nobody was calling her slow. People were scared to say that she was also on the same level as Keesha for dealing with Jeremy. They were like, "Well, you guys, Ashley she can deal with Jeremy. That's her baby daddy. We can't call Ashley slow because you got to think their child is still small." Well, Keesha had small children too. I actually went onto a platform. It was My Life as Nia, and I called in and I gave my perspective on the situation, and I pointed out the fact that Ashley was still dealing with Jeremy after the book. And they were like, "What you mean? That's her baby daddy. She can deal with him. She can deal with him." And I'm like, "Okay, but if you all are okay with Ashley still dealing with him and sleeping with him, why are y'all calling Keesha stupid? It's all stupid. It don't change based on who it is." All right. Summer says both girls could have done things differently, but it's water under the bridge now than the work. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And let's just bring it on home. They both could have made decisions. So I'm not saying that Keesha in no way is better than Ashley. Keesha is definitely no better than Ashley. They are both two women who made a decision to deal with a man who had his own personal demons that he had to figure out, and they both had to suffer some consequences for the whole internet to see. They both had to deal with the trauma and the heartbreak that he caused them, right? And now they need to all be adults and figure out how to get along and how to make it work for these beautiful children they have. Jackie says, "I just don't like when Keisha pretends to be so concerned about the kids, but allows Z to disrespect her kid's sibling mother. She needs to respect Ashley as a mother." And Jackie, that is a valid point. But the only reason why it's hard for the viewers to receive that point is because Ashley, before, like, let's think about this, Jackie. Before D was ever thought of, before we even knew who D was, Ashley allowed Hazel to come on this platform and call Jeremy gay, call in the chat, they were calling the children slow, calling Keisha's mother slow, she was alluding that Jeremy had talked bad about Keisha's hygiene. So Ashley came on this platform and she allowed her friend to disrespect the father of her child. So that was going to put a strain on the relationship anyway. And people were rooting for that. From that, Paris piggybacked. They went on Paris's platform calling Jeremy gay, talking about him, and that is still August's father. So when we say that Keisha allows D to, I'm sorry, y'all. When we say Keisha allows D to be disrespectful, Ashley allowed Hazel and Paris to be disrespectful to her child's father. So I'm okay with us saying, hey, don't let your friends dog out your baby mama or your baby daddy or whatever. I'm okay with that. But if we're going to be okay with that, let's do it on both sides. That's all I'm saying. So if we're going to tell Keesha, stop. Stop letting D disrespect Ashley. If we're going to tell Keesha that, then we should have been telling Ashley, no, ma'am. Do not let this girl get up on here and talk about your baby daddy like that, because that's still your child's father. D says, F her feelings. Madison Rapper says, Ashley said on Paris' Live before D came along and disrespected Ashley's son's sibling mother. Now what? Yeah, because Keesha is a mother as well. Keesha is her son's sibling's mom. And she was getting disrespected like hell. They were on there calling her hygiene bad, all of that. And no one cared. No, people were laughing. People were literally like, yes. Jackie says, I don't like how Ashley has to be responsible for everyone's action, but Keesha isn't responsible for these. But that is the thing. Ashley hasn't been responsible. Keesha lost a brand deal behind this drama. I think she got it back or whatever. But Keesha suffered some real consequences behind this drama, and Ashley hasn't. So, it's, people have held Keesha accountable. Keesha has lost tons of subscribers. A lot of things have happened to Keesha behind this drama, while nothing has happened to Ashley. It says, you mean the man who called her out her bitches and hoes and lied to her. But you got to think about this, Jackie, though. The man who called her all type of bitches and hoes, and the man who wrote a book about her, she still slept with and was still willing to sleep with after the fact. So she wasn't too mad at him disrespecting her when she was ready to get with him at 3 a.m, per her own receipts. So if you're still sleeping with him, and let's not forget, when Hazel went live, and because now Hazel and Ashley aren't friends anymore, right? And so Hazel played a recording of her and Keesha having a conversation, and Keesha was basically, saying that, Hazel, we saw you writing Jeremy some messages and unsending them or whatever, and Hazel revealed that the reason why she was writing Jeremy was because she was going in on him and cursing him out because he had just been at her house with Ashley before all the drama broke. So even Hazel admitted that Ashley and Jeremy was still messing around after Ashley was disrespected. So at the end of the day, if you know you're still messing with your baby daddy, then why would you let your friend come on here and call him all these names and call him gay? That's all I'm saying. So what consequences has Ashley suffered? Because to me, Ashley done had it good, honey. Ain't nobody has held her to the fire. And I'm not saying she should be, right? What I'm saying is none of them should be getting counseled. None of them should be getting held to the fire, but everyone wants to hold Keesha to the fire. If we're not going to go in on Ashley, let's not go in on Keesha. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep it fair. Latoya says, by the way, I remember D tiptoeing around Ashley for months. Yeah, D just now recently said something directly about Ashley. In the beginning, she was being very respectful to Ashley. She would ask everyone, let me finish reading that. She would ask everyone in the comments to say nothing about Ashley. She just said F Ashley recently. Jackie said it's two different types of standards. I'm not mad at how she went after him. He was willing to sleep with her after she went. But she was willing to sleep with him too, though. He was willing to sleep with her, and she was willing to sleep with him. So if you all want to sleep together, the internet don't need to be taking nobody's side. If I'm still sleep with my baby daddy after he's been disrespectful, then I'm not gonna cry about a book. Sorry, I'm not, because you ain't think about that book when you laying down with him. Just like he ain't think about it. All right, Madison River says, Jackie is Ashley making sure the coast is clear. Jasmine says, and she seems like one of those manipulative girls who threatens to tell the girlfriend even though she's dead wrong. Jackie said, you so mad, Z. Latoya says, she did. I was so mad. And as Winter and Waves Word says, y'all praise D too much. For me, that woman is obsessed. But this is the thing. I don't think we praise D, but I think people forget how D even had to come about. Had people not started to drag Keesha for filth, and had they not started to contact her sponsorships and contact CPS on her and take this situation to another level, D would have never had to come to the platform. D had to step in because it was started getting out of control. They were really on here attacking this girl and trying to take her for everything that she got, all over a argument she had with somebody who slept with her baby daddy. So we're not saying that D is a saint, and we're not saying that D has not been, D has not said some things in this situation that may have not been right. D has definitely had to get on here and go in on some people, and it's not right to be disrespectful to anybody, right? So, but what we're saying is there wouldn't be a D. D would not have had to come if people weren't being so disrespectful and hateful. Had everyone acted like they had some sense in the beginning and just took this drama for what it was, which was a love triangle, and stayed on topic, D would have never had to come to the platform to defend her friend. D had to come because Hazel, Ashley brought Hazel on, then they teamed up with Paris, and they were on here ripping Keesha to shreds every damn day over nothing. Jasmine said, we don't praise D, we just respect her for being a solid friend and calling these crazy people out. Right. It's not that we're praising her, because I don't like to see any black women arguing with each other, right? I feel like we should all band together. And D, like just D said, she's not trying to be a saint. However, Winter and Wade says Keisha's been getting dragged for years and they won't stop it. This is the thing. I'm not asking people to stop dragging Keisha. Keisha has definitely been a hot topic on YouTube for years. Her and Scott Santana got into it. Her and Posh got into it. Her and Jayla got into it. So I'm not saying that Keisha is a saint, and my goal is to not stop people can still talk about Keisha. All I'm saying is this: if you all want to talk about some drama related to Keisha, then let's talk about it. But let's not try to be hateful and do things that are necessary, like try to call defects to this woman's home, talk about her children, accuse her of neglecting her children, contacting her brands, and trying to take money out of her mouth. Because if she did those same things to anyone else, you all would have a fit. So what I'm saying is, when you talk about anybody, be fair. All right. D says it's big smokes, no saints. Latoya says everyone knows that, but we were doing more, but they were doing more than dragging. Yeah, they were doing more than dragging. They had a list of everyone who sponsors Keisha, was ready to call them and email them, and that's too far. That is too far. CC's Life says, to be honest, I'd rather be on D side instead of being teamed up with number 55, spewing lies like she's the spawn of Trump. Jackie says, Madison, I make sense of people who have high comprehension skills. And that's the thing, just because someone does not agree with you doesn't mean they can't comprehend. It just means they don't agree. But like I said, I respect differences of opinion. So, if you have a different opinion, Jackie, that's fine. It's just, we don't have to attack each other's intelligence, but it's okay to feel a different way. Just be respectful. D says, so if you want smoke, just keep the same energy you had when you were asking for the smoke. Cammy Bird said, too far. I know shit from sugar. Tia615 says, I don't understand why anyone had to drag anyone if legal action was in the works. If people were threatening to kill me, slandering me, and threatening my brands, we would handle it in court. Right. Because they took it too far. Like, it was more than just, oh, Keisha, you stupid for taking your man back. Okay, we can talk about it all day long. That's nothing. That's just life. You're going to get called dumb when you stay with a cheating man. Right. But, to say, oh, you guys, Keisha's child has to wear a helmet, and I looked it up, and the reason why is because you're not bonding with the baby. That's just, what are you talking about? Dumbo Wilson's child has to wear a helmet. That doesn't mean she was neglecting her child. That's the part that's the type of stuff that's too far. Because why are we talking about this when that's off subject? What does her children and have to do with the situation with her, the book, and Ashley and Jeremy? First Lady Mama says, nobody is perfect. Young people got to make mistakes, but it's just too much hate going on. You don't try to destroy nobody by trying to take money out of Keisha Miles. Right. Like I said, I was in the chat one day on Paris's live, and I commented. I think she clapped back at me. It was a long time ago, so she probably doesn't remember. And they were like, hey guys, she was like, hey, let's look at the reviews on her business. Like I think, I don't know, and don't quote me. I think they were pulling up like the Better Business reviews, but they were basically trying to talk about her business, like trying to basically say that she was not a good business owner. And I commented, and I was like, okay, I understand talking about her for the situation with the book, but how are we now talking about her business and the reviews that her customers have left? Why are we even going here? You know what I'm saying? Like that was weird to me. And so that's when I noticed that, okay, this is really weird. This is not like your normal drama. This is not like, hey, Cardi B took Offset back. That junk is too, that, you know, that's stupid. That was, it was a little bit, it was more than that. It was, hey y'all, so let's talk about today how Keisha's child had some a little bit of throw up in her hair and she didn't take the braids down immediately. Oh my god. Like that type of stuff was going on. And to me that's just evil, because it's like, come on, like what are you saying? Why are we talking about this? The type of parent this girl is she looks like she's doing a good job to me. It, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It was too far. And then, you know, like I said, and like I keep referencing Paris, but there are other people who don't like Keisha as well. But Paris has one of the main platforms of people who don't like her. And it was all this, you know, screaming in the camera and calling her a bitch and a dumbass hoe. And it was just like, it was a lot for me to digest. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why are we doing all of this over somebody else's business? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about, if we're gonna say, look, girl, Keisha don't took Jerry back again, honey. She need to put herself first and had a good decision. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But all that screaming, yelling, contacting brands, talking about parenting, it just wasn't. And their justification was, well, Keisha sent the picture of Ashley's baby to Brilliant Bree, but that's another narrative they tried to manipulate. That picture was sent because people were calling Keisha a Keisha. People were saying that Keisha shouldn't be around the baby. They were having a conversation and questioning her ability to be around the child, and so she was sending this to her friend, or not friend, but she was sending this to the person behind the scenes to talk about, to make it be known that she has been around the child and the child has been there. So stop playing with her, acting as if she's not good to be around the child. Tanisha says parents is a ringleader to all of this. If Ashley wouldn't have came to the internet, they would be able to co-parent just fine. Jackie says, I don't believe any stalking harassment occurred when there are no court cases. Jackie says, it's still not right. It's on her place. And this again, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't know why Keisha had that conversation, but I'm not going to be. This is the thing. People in this situation have selective outrage. If we're going to be outraged because Keisha sent the picture to Bree, right? Then why ain't nobody outraged when Hazel set up on their live and called her mama slow? That lady wasn't doing nothing to nobody. That lady be minding her business, taking care of them children. And Hazel set up on their live and called her mama slow. Why wasn't nobody outraged when Paris set up on here and called Keisha every bitch, every hoe, every cuss word under the sun? Why weren't we outraged then? So the outrage is selective. I'm not saying Keisha is right for how she handled the situation. What I'm saying is people hate Keisha and they use things like her sending the picture to Bree, or the recording with that they just cleared up. They use these things to get to feed to the audience and say, hey, you guys, this is the reason why we hate Keisha. Hate her because she did this. But then the other people in the situation do things that are just as shisty, and no one says anything. It's crickets. So all I'm saying is, if we're going to be outraged by one thing, we got to be outraged by all of the things. Because I know I was outraged when I watched Hazel's live and people were in the chat calling the children slow and people were calling the mama slow and they were up there kikiing. I was outraged. I'm like, y'all taking it too far now. But no one cares about that. They just want to say, well, Keisha's mom didn't speak to Ashley. That's why. No, ma'am. Whether she spoke or didn't spoke, this is someone's mother. This is a person who's old enough to probably be all of our mothers, the people who are engaged in this drama. And you want to call this lady slow? And even if she did have some type of mental issues, now y'all love to say, Keesha talked about Ashley's situation with her mental health or whatever, but y'all up here calling somebody slow for the way they're talk. So are you mocking people who do have mental delays? But we don't talk about that though. We don't want to touch on it when the other party does something that's outrageous. But when Keesha does something, it's like all hell breaks loose. Cammy says, but you have to remember this spills from years of hating her. Right. It's because people have been wanting to attack Keesha. They're just using this situation as the scapegoat to do so. Latoya says she's admitted she was wrong for doing that, but why keep tearing her down 1 year later for something so minor? The baby's face was already on the internet. That's what I'm saying. But had it been Ashley who sent the picture of Keisha's girls, nobody would have cared. They wouldn't have said nothing. They would have been like, oh well, girl, get over it. Get over it. Missy J says, Shanita said that Ashley left her child over her mom's house in Chicago for months. Why people? Yeah, and this is another thing. And like I said, Shanita was not always a favorite. Shanita was not always in favor of Ashley. She spoke positively about her sometimes, but Shanita drugged Ashley before, and no one got mad at Shanita. Shanita said negative things about Ashley before, and no one said anything. Everybody was okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was okay with that. But later would have been Keesha speaking negatively about Ashley. So it's just a double standard. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Keesha did everything right and she's a saint and she did no wrong, because she definitely contributed to the hot mess, just like Jeremy did, just like Ashley did. They all should have moved differently in certain aspects to make the situation different, right? But why are we only talking about Keesha? Why are we only mad? Why are we only calling sponsors? Why are we only talking about parenting when it comes to Keesha? But let anybody else do the same thing that Keesha does, and all hell breaks loose. It says they never drag Ashley about parenting, but be dragging Keesha. Exactly. They never drag her. And I think Ashley's a good mom and Keisha's a good mom. I think they're two young people doing the best they can. Neither one of them deserves to be dragged. But they can both do the same exact thing. Ashley can bring August on the camera and he could be in the background chilling with his pull up on, just chilling. He could be around the house, really not dressed up, just, playing, being a cute little baby that he is. And nobody cares. Everybody like, oh my God. But then let Keesha come over here and her children just sitting around and they pamper her. They just chilling. She's a bad mom. Those kids don't have on clothes. They're not dressed up from head to toe. Let's call CPS. That is a double standard. Keisha's kids can have a cold. Just like in Paris's live, Ashley was like, well, now he has a cold from coming. Well, she kind of insinuated that he caught a cold from going over there. And everybody in the chat ready to drag Keesha and call her nasty and accuse her of getting the baby sick. Like kids don't get sick when they be around each other. Like, send your child to daycare. They're gonna have a cold every week. That's what happens when children are around each other. They get sick. They're young little babies. They're cute little babies who like to play. They don't have the ability to wash their hands every 5 minutes, so they're gonna get sick. But people will drag Keesha if her children give Ashley's baby a cold. They're gonna drag her for filth. They're gonna talk about it. They're gonna swear she ain't clean. They're gonna want to call CPS. But then let's say she enroll him in daycare and she say he caught a cold. Oh my God, I hope everything is all right. They're gonna be so supportive. And it's just like it's double-sided. And I just, and that's what I'm saying. I can't rock with that. I can talk about this situation and I can talk about it holistically, but the part where I stand firm on is that I cannot support people being hateful and people being, deceitful just so that we cannot like one party. That's not right. All right. TT say, preach now. Kelly Kelsey, they've been hating and harassing Keesha years now since Ashley got in the picture. They're using it to bully her and her family. Right. It's like, if y'all don't like Keesha, just say that. But don't use this situation and try to manipulate the viewers into believing that this situation is the sole reason why we should not like Keesha. Like I said it yesterday in my live. It's some celebrities who people just don't like. They don't like them. They don't know why. They just don't like them. They don't like them. And it's just it's no particular reason. They just don't like the way they carry themselves. They just don't like them, right? And I would rather people just come out and say, we just don't like Keesha. We just don't like her, than trying to use this situation to be the reason. This situation with her and Jeremy in the love triangle, this is not a good enough reason to try to counsel Keesha. It ain't. Because this situation has happened to plenty of people who are not social media influencers. This situation happens every day. People get into it over a man. People sleep with people, man. People get mad at the woman who was sleeping with the man. All that, you know? Exactly, Ebony. I would rather them just say, I don't like Keesha, and just say that. Don't try to make up all these excuses. And that's what I was saying about Ashley with the whole situation. Jack says people cannot like, no, people cannot like how Keesha handled the situation. I'm not, this is what I'm saying. People can definitely not like how she handled it. I didn't like how she wrote the book, right? I felt like the book wasn't, I felt like, you shouldn't write a book if you're not going to really spill the tea, right? So we can say we don't like how she handled it. That's totally fine. But what excuse are we going to give for the people who use this situation and call those sponsors on her? The people use this situation as an excuse to call CPS on her. The people use this situation as an excuse to talk about her parenting on their platform. That's what's not cool. It's okay to say, I don't like how Keesha handled the Ashley and Jeremy situation. That is totally fine. But to say, I don't like how she handled this, so let's call her sponsors. I don't like how she handled this, so let's call CPS. I don't like how she handled this, so let's talk about how she dresses her children. I don't like how she handled this, but let's talk about her child having to wear a helmet. Come on now. That's not right. That's not right. It's not. Mariah MS4L says, well, I personally did not care if Keesha shared. It's not my business. If she shared, then okay, but it does not affect me. Right. It doesn't affect me directly. Like I said, I never unsubscribed for her or anything, even though it was hard to watch her and Jeremy's relationship when they were going through that. Because I was like, damn, man, this girl finna let this man ruin her brand, right? So, it was hard for me to watch, but I didn't take any of it personal. Like, I could still support her beyond that. I couldn't sit up here and watch her praise him and, talk about how they're going to be, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't watch that part, but I definitely could still support her. I just was wishing for her to do better. China Lewis says, well, I don't hate Keesha. I just hate that she blatantly says things, later comes back and says she never said, even when there's evidence that she did. She lies too much. Madison says, Paris is jealous. Paris would never be able to vlog his life like Keesha. He's stuck in the pink room depressed. Winter World says, child, well, I don't like Keesha, have nothing to do. Child, well, I don't like Keesha, have nothing to do with this situation, though. Mink says, Lyric, I said keep your daughters off the pole and don't worry about my son. Lyric, you can't control how someone responds to talk about their child. Right. Jack says, Brit, the book and her vlogs, you can see the lies from her own mouth. Cammy says, but see all those standards go out the window when people behind the scenes. And D says, Jackie, hush your line. Right. Like I said from the very beginning, the only side eye that I gave Keesha was her lack of transparency when she first started to speak about the situation. And there could have been a lot of reasons why she wasn't as transparent. The same way there's plenty of reasons probably why Ashley wasn't as transparent. Ashley couldn't come tell us that she was still sleeping with Jeremy, because then we would look at her crazy, right? For even wanting to come to the platform in the beginning. Then we would call her a side chick, right? And so I can see it on both sides why they weren't as transparent, but it still was not good to not be transparent. If you're going to come tell it all. First baby mama. But the days D says she's not Keisha's friend, the video hit 11,000 views. Right, people are here for anything to tear down Keisha because let D get on here and say she fell out with Keisha. They with the same people that say they hate D, that say they can't stand her, the same people who don't like her gonna be all let D and Keisha fall out. Man, they gonna love her. They gonna invite on everything gonna be bygones. The same way, and this is not me calling anybody out or trying to be funny, but the same thing with Toya Talk in Paris. Paris was very disrespectful to Toya Talk because Toya Talk, she's another reaction channel, and she had the same perspective that everyone else on the other side of the Keisha drama had. She felt like Ashley was a side chick, and she was speaking up for Keisha, and she was in support of Keisha in that particular situation. She made it clear that she didn't like other things that Keisha did, but in that particular situation, she understood where Keisha was coming from. And so she just blatantly said, like, no, Ashley was a side chick, and they attacked her. Paris was calling her eviction Toya. You know, they were talking about her the way she looked. They were calling her all out her name. And and it was like then I think Toya did another video that Keisha didn't agree with, and so Keisha and Toya kind of fell out. And then now Paris and Toya are friends after Paris was being disrespectful as hell. And I'm like, all because Toya changed her tune and now she doesn't like Keisha, you know? Cupcake says, "Now, what do you mean Keisha could have done things differently? I honestly feel like Keisha did nothing wrong." Well, no, I don't think Keisha did anything wrong. The only thing I feel that Keisha should have done differently was I feel like she should have just came and spilled her own tea, honestly, with lots of transparency from the very beginning. Even though she doesn't owe us her business, right? I feel like it went left when she tried to dress it up or downplay the situation with the book. And I get why she would want to do that. I think that she was trying to not give too much of her business to the public. Because she still has a right to her privacy, right? But I feel that she could have, if she was going to write the book, I feel like she could have went into detail about, she could have went into a little bit more detail about the situation at hand versus trying to kind of graze over it, because if you're a daily vlogger and you open up to everyone about everything else, and you're pretty much, for the most part, I feel like Keisha has always shared a lot of things with us, right? I feel like that situation she really tried to shy away from. And so I feel like my advice back then to her would have been, hey, if you want to talk about it, Keisha, just talk about it. I also feel like when they were clapping back at her, Hazel and Ashley, she came and she apologized. I wouldn't have apologized. I would not have apologized because it made her look guilty. And if you're standing in your truth and this is how you feel, then don't apologize for how you feel. So those are the only things that I feel like she could have done differently. I'm not saying that she did anything wrong because Jeremy and Ashley were the ones being deceptive to her, right? But what I'm saying is, as a viewer, I wish she would have been more, transparent and really stood on what she said, like she's doing now. Now she's doing it right. Now she's being open, honest, and really talking about it versus back then she was trying to shy away and be brand friendly. That's all. Right. It's his parent. Right. And it's kind of like, and so that's how you see how one side of this Keisha drama is, because it's kind of like the minute that you switch, like if I get on here today and I say, y'all, I don't like Keisha or whatever, I'm going to have the people who just, drug me when I did the live and I let Paris join, the people who didn't like me then, they're going to be all for me. They're going to they're going to want to partner up, Lyrical Love says, I said y'all as in D and Paris. They both spoke on kids. Keep that same energy all around. Unity says, Keisha, like any other woman who has been in a situation, who still believed in their relationship and was like, okay, you messed up and I want to work it out. Some people can move past, others can't. Right? All righty. Kelly Kell says, I don't care. Anyone speak on my kids, they could get the smoke. Kids are off limits. OC Girl says, not true. They were dragging her before the book. Why do people think that she owes them anything? Every detail of her life is everybody's business. That's right. That is correct, OC Girl. That is correct. First time, Keisha a good one. I would have seen the picture on Jerry. I would have seen the picture. I would have sent the picture Jerry Springer, to Jerry Springer, our seven on my side. I would have not. I would not care. Once you talk about my mother, or my kids, all bets are off. OC girl says, please believe she only apologized. She was forced to. Cammy says she even I feel bad for having too much fun with this. Evan Morgan says kids talk is definitely a cop call. Yeah. So that's the only thing I think that she did differently. I would not have apologized. I mean, but I know, it was situations going on with her brands, and so I think that she had to clean that up. But I feel like all that could have been avoided if she would have just came out and been very transparent from the beginning, because it was such a sticky situation and there were so many accusations flying around. I would have just did it from the beginning and just spoke on it and moved on, like she's doing now. But I'm proud of her for doing it now. Madison says the only people that want to dictate Keisha's life are the people who don't like her. How does that work? Exactly. How does that work? It's kind of like, you all hate her so bad, but then you want her to move like this and move like that and move. But y'all not telling nobody else how to move. Y'all ain't saying, well, Ashley, why did you have the conversation with Keisha? Because that's what I want to know. Why did you have a conversation with Keisha knowing damn well you went done sleeping with Jeremy? And her justification for that is, well, I don't owe Keisha anything. That's her man. But you should have never had a conversation. You should have been like, girl, I don't want to have a conversation. And Kay says it's always easy to speak on hindsight what we should have could have done. Yeah, and it's easier said than done. And I can't say, like I said, I can't judge Keisha because I've been in a situation that was probably, that I've been in a situation where I've taken somebody back, and I probably had a lot more messy stuff going on than what Keisha had going on. So I can't judge her. And we can all sit up here and say what we would have, should have, could have done. But at the end of the day, we're all human. We are all women for the majority of us. There are some men who tune in as well, but we all are going to go through things in life where we have to make tough decisions, and it's hard trying to stand in what you believe in and stand up for yourself and not take any bullshit, but then at the same time being in love, because like she said and today was very beautiful. She didn't on her vlog, she said, the relationship with her and Jeremy was like a fairy tale. They were really getting along very well. They were really on a high with each other. And so when the situation happened, when she got pregnant and things started going left, it was hard for her to just close that chapter and leave him the hell alone, because they had done so good and she had hope for the relationship. And I can feel her on that, because I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's easier said than done to walk away from someone who has cheated on you, because there's so many different layers. There's so many different reasons behind why you and someone may have been having the problems that you were having. And so it does get difficult to just kind of be like, I don't want to talk to you again, especially when you have children with people. So it takes a strong person to, make that decision. And like I said, it took me and my ex, we lived together for damn near a year after the relationship was pretty much over, because it was hard to let go. It was hard to move forward and separate. We've been together for 6 years. We literally were together every day, doing everything together, and to break all of that up for the sake of my sanity and my self-respect was very difficult. So I cannot judge her for staying with him, because we can all say what we shoulda, coulda, woulda did, but who's to say that if we weren't in her situation, we would have done the same thing? Jackie says, yeah, I think she may have been done, but she had a child with him. I feel like feelings were still involved. Sometimes you say you're done, but then they come back. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And like I said, that's why I cannot blame Ashley either for her involvement with Jeremy. My only thing is, if you're going to come to the internet and you're going to come as the victim, and you're going to come up here and you're going to want sympathy because he's been disrespectful, then you can't be laying back down with him, though. You might want to stay off the internet. You may just want to be like, look, y'all, I'm just gonna handle this behind the scenes. I'm gonna clear it up that I ain't no one night stand. I'm gonna go ahead and spill that tea. I ain't no one night stand like y'all thought. Me and Jeremy most definitely have been involved with each other. And that's that. And anything else, y'all need to go talk to Keisha about. All righty. Let's see. Jen said these people are so weird about talking about they don't like Keisha. Who would think that they personally know? You would think they personally know this girl and it's going to make her lose sleep. Right. Like, I would never take it as far to say, oh, I don't like Keesha, like, because I don't know Keesha. I mean, I like, as a viewer, I may not have liked, this or that, but for the most part, I think she's a cool person to watch and view. But to say, to personally like her or dislike her off of the internet is it's crazy. All right. Madison says that Jeremy was actually with a yeah, and that's the thing. And there's actually people in the comments who are actually like, who are actually like, oh yeah, he really want Ashley. He really want to be with Ashley. It's kind of like, which I mean, let's just be all the way honest here. If you all are rooting for Ashley to take Keisha man, and him and Ashley to go off. I mean, what's if he's not a good man to Keisha, what make you think he's gonna be a good man to Ashley? And I think the internet is very superficial, and so because Ashley gives us more sex appeal, and like I said, she gives us more hot girl summer vibes. She gives us that Instagram baddie vibes or whatever. I feel like people are very superficial and they just automatically paint her as the better woman, but that doesn't, like, come on, this is real life here. Kelly Kell says Dee did not speak directly to no one's child. Her son was talked about. They were talking about Dee's son. They were. Y'all talking what she said in Twisted. Dee told y'all what she said plenty of times and what she meant by it, right? And I remember, if we're talking about the whole Dee talking about children thing, I remember people attacking the hell out of Dee for speaking up for Keesha. They were attacking her. They were pulling up her mug shots. They was doing all type of stuff, calling her prison equal, all type of stuff. And Dee was clapping back. And I think her and Hazel got into an exchange. And she told Hazel to make sure her children aren't on the pole or something of that nature. But they were having an argument. And I'm not saying that it's right to make those type of statements, but like I said, people forget how it started. They love to talk about what was said after the fact, just like they love to talk about the fact that Keesha said something about Ashley's mental health, but they conveniently don't talk about how they got on here and called this girl stinking coochie, all type of stuff. Like, nobody wants to talk about the origin of the argument. Jackie says, I think Jeremy has a lot of growing up to do before he would be a good partner to any woman. I wouldn't wish him currently on any woman. Yeah. But and like I said, I think, but people who don't like Keesha, they just act like, he just hates Keesha and he's over here miserable and he really wants to be with Ashley. I'm like, I mean, if he wants to be with Ashley, he would just be with Ashley. Jen says, not even our Heavenly Father hold us accountable for our sins and continuously judge us. This should speak volumes for all these people who judge and hate others, right? Because I have sinned plenty of times. I probably sinned today. And God still wakes me up every morning, not to be religious, but I'm just saying. And so who are we to sit back and hold anyone under the fire in the way that the internet has tried to hold Keesha under the fire? Who are you all to play the judge or jury over her life? Who are you all to contact any sponsor and tell them she doesn't deserve a job, all because of a situation that had nothing to do with any of us? Yes, I think any girl who is cool with sneaking around and doesn't care if a man's relationship status. I think any girl who is cool with sneaking around and doesn't care if a man's relationship status is just convenience for a man. I don't think he'd want to be with her. Yeah, it's a big convenience, because if you don't care, they're like, oh shoot, you don't care that I got a girlfriend? Oh, I can rock with you. You ain't gonna say that, shouty. Dee says, I did call the little boy funny looking when that girl said my son called me a B and made a diss track about my son. See, that's what I'm saying. People don't want to talk about where this stuff started. They don't want to talk about the trigger. They just want to talk about the reaction. It says they want to see the Keesha down bad and it'll never happen. Yeah. Chan says it's sad people act like they wasn't trolling her and talking about her kids. Right. Like, people literally are acting as if this girl did not get drugged before Dee even was thought of, before Dee even came to the platform. Girl, they was going in on Keesha every day. Jackie says, not everyone who disagreed with Keesha called her sponsor, stalked her, talk. Well, and that's the thing. I'm not talking about the people who did not. This is the thing. You don't have to agree with Keesha. It is totally okay to not agree with her. So I'm not coming for the people, or I'm not coming for anybody, but I'm not criticizing the people who just simply didn't agree. You can agree, you can disagree with Keesha. You don't have to like what she did. I'm not trying to say that Keesha was right or wrong in the situation with her, Ashley, and Jeremy. All I'm saying is I'm criticizing the people who wanted us to call her sponsors, who wanted us to call CPS, who wanted us to talk about her parenting all because of the situation. So for example, someone like Paris, who literally felt like it was okay to talk about her parenting style and felt like it was okay to talk about her sponsors being called, and who felt like it was okay to talk about her businesses and posting the list in their discords. Those are the people who I criticize and give a side eye because they didn't have to go that far. But let's get this clear. If you still don't agree with Keesha after all the receipts laid out, that is perfectly fine. As long as you're not calling her sponsors, calling her a bad parent, talking about her child having to wear a helmet, trying to get her canceled off this platform, as long as you're not one of the people doing those type of evil things, then you're good in my book. Cupcake Maya says disagree with Keisha for what though? What did Keisha do? Cupcake, I think some people just feel like she still was wrong for the whole love triangle situation. I personally feel like she didn't do anything wrong either in that situation. Like I said, the only thing that I feel like she could have done better was be more transparent. Because honestly, like I said, Ashley had it made, baby. Because if you come in my house and we have a woman to woman conversation, and we agree that I'm gonna be with my man and we're gonna move forward and you're gonna leave him alone, even though you don't owe me that. If you play in my face and try to take the time out of your day to even talk to me about that, then yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Let's see what the comments are saying here. Dee says, and I also said it's crazy that Hazel was speaking on Keisha's kids being slow, and it's very clear that she has a different child. I meant that, and I still meant that. LP, people just need to leave children and other family members out of it, because there's a difference between talking about parenting and talking about right. If that, and that's what I would say. If with this situation, just steer clear of the children and the parents, period, because it's a thin line. Is once you start talking about, once you start getting to the whole conversation about parenting and kids and all that type of stuff, it gets very, very sticky. It gets very sticky, and so I would just steer clear of all of that, because it's a thin line. I will say that, a very thin line. And if you're in here and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sending my best friend wants me to send her the link But yes, so if you're not subscribed, if you're in here participating in the conversation, go ahead and subscribe, you guys. All right. Jackie says, hopefully the three parents will put everything aside for the children and respect everyone's parenting and not just pretend on the internet. Right. And that is what I'm hoping for as well. Like I said, me saying that I'm proud of Keesha for doing this is not, I'm not proud because she's exposing Ashley or anything. I'm proud because she's finally clearing it up, because then once she clears it up, we can move on. There was another comment on top of Jackie's. Okay, Emily says, first it was about the book, next it was about the pic that was sent to Brilliant Bree. Now they're talking about his current vlog that Keesha took the time out to edit all. It's always gonna be something. Like when Keesha debunks one thing, they're gonna find another and another and another. And it's kind of like y'all are gonna take all these minuscule things and blow them up to keep the drama going, because that whole weekend situation, the whole vlog situation, it wasn't that serious. It just was not that serious to even get into like that. Like, she knowingly dropped her child off over there. What are we talking about here? Whatever happened with the whole vlogging situation, that's a conversation they can all get together and have as adults. That's not a hard conversation to have. She can hit Keisha phone like, hey girl, listen, I saw your vlog. I know you didn't have much of him in here, but I just don't want him in there at all. And her and Keisha could talk through it. That's not something that we as viewers had to get involved in. We just did it. Here go my child being out loud. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Y'all know how kids do when they hear you doing something. But you guys, we've had a good live today. Like I said, once I hear my child get a little rowdy, that means that she wants some of my attention, honey. So let me go out here with her and see what she got going on. Let's see, we'll read these last few comments. And like I said, if you're in here and you're watching and you have not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Jackie says, shouldn't that talk happen before you put the child in the vlog? Well, there has been a conversation before with Keesha and Ashley. However, the communication with Keesha and Ashley was definitely broken after the trust was broken, after their first conversation went left, because Keisha and Ashley thought they were on the same page, and all of a sudden this internet drama starts. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I feel like there hasn't been much clarity since then. And I think that Ashley had the mindset that Keisha is a non-factor. I'm just gonna deal with my baby daddy because that's who I had the child with. And yeah, and we can't blame her for that, right? Because at the end of the day, her baby daddy is Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? It's not Keisha. But if you know that Jeremy is in the household with Keisha, and you know that Keisha is a daily vlogger and has been a vlogger before you were even thought about, then there needs to be some refreshers. Expectation needs to be reset. And so I'm not saying that Keisha was 100% right if she still included the baby when it was asked in the past of him not to be included. But what I'm saying is that's a conversation that can be had behind the scenes. That's nothing to put the internet in. We don't have to get into a debate about it on the internet because we're not going to raise August, you know? So it was no need for, her to come. And yeah, Keisha definitely does have to respect Ashley as a mother, but Ashley has to respect Keisha as a mother. They both have to learn how to respect each other in some way. So, like I said, I'm not saying that Keisha is an angel and she can do whatever she want to do because she is a quote unquote main chick. But what I'm saying is, now that we have had so much transpire, it's time to sit down again as adults and figure out how all of you all are going to move forward after the drama. Now that we know, it's clear where everybody stands. We know Keisha and Jeremy ain't going nowhere. They together, and that's what it is. We know that Jeremy wants to be involved with his son. We know that Ashley feels a way about how Keisha did some, how Keisha portrayed her, whatever. We know that Ashley feels some type of way about certain things. Now it's time to have another conversation as adults and figure out how we're going to move forward after the internet drama. Latoya says Keisha tried to handle this offline, but the damage that the trolls are doing to her brain is happening online. So she feels like she has to clear the air with her following. with her following online, right? Because that's the whole thing. That's what was hurting her. She tried to take the high road and just do things behind the scenes and not bring it onto her platform because she does have a brand, but that wasn't helping. So now let me come onto my camera and clear these things up right here, right now, so that way we can move on from the conversation. And hopefully at the top of 2022, we can move on from this Keesha, Jeremy, Ashley thing, because baby, at that point, we would be going on 2 years talking about it. Shanna's Place says, you people want her to not like Keesha so bad. Jackie Owl said, she told Jeremy after he was directly in the vlogs, y'all lie so much. Charnel Renee Vlogs, hey girl. Keesha don't have to change nothing. I'm her in her household for that home invasion thief. D says, no, she didn't, Jackie. Yeah, and Keesha already explained what happened with that. Keesha said that Jeremy was the one who wanted August to be included. And so Jeremy was the one who had the conversation initially about still including him. Because Keisha's plan was to just leave him out, but she did not want him to, like these are kids. If her child was over there laid up on her and, August wants to come late, she didn't want to have to do all that maneuvering. And Jeremy was like, no, don't leave my child out. I want you to vlog them, right? Now, like I said, with that situation, I can respect Ashley as a mother, not wanting him to be all on Front Street over on Keisha's platform, because her and Keisha don't like each other. But like I said, that's why an adult conversation needs to be had with the three of them. What we feel on the internet is really not beneficial. So, with people acting as if Ashley owes us an explanation about why her child went over there, that's crazy to me, because at the end of the day, they can get together and figure that out. That's something small. Alrighty, so why did Jeremy act like he didn't know his son was in the vlog on the text? Charnel says Siri is a hater as well. LP says the drama is still fresh. I would have waited to put the son in the video. Yeah, the drama is very fresh. Like I said, a conversation definitely needs to be had again. Because if they're still banking off the conversation that was had before all this crazy stuff on the internet, that conversation is null, void, and dead. It needs to be another sit down with all three of them this time. China said Jeremy was surprised he was in the vlog. Whew. Well, all right, you guys. Well, thank you all so much for joining in. Let's see. D says y'all talking like y'all know. I'm telling y'all what happened. Why lie about it? Kelly Kill says, when was Jeremy surprised? LP says, I think they could have been good had she not done that. Well, I think that they definitely would not have been good regardless. This is what I think. I'm going to sum it on up and bring it on home. I think there was a lot of hurt. There is a lot of healing that needs to happen between Ashley and Keesha. I think that both women trusted Jeremy and they both were let down. I think that both women had their own individual connection and they both had love, a different type of love for Jeremy. And I feel like this situation really took a toll on both of them mentally. And it clouded their vision onto what's really important. And I will say that I do see Keesha now standing in her truth and owning it and trying to move forward. And I'm proud of that. And I will say that Ashley definitely has time to turn this situation around. But I will say Ashley needs to let the trolls go. She need, and I don't want to call about a troll because I don't want a name call, but she needs to let the influence of the Keesha haters go. And she needs to sit down and figure out how she's going to parent with this person without the influence of people who hate the other baby mama. Because Ashley, in all fairness, she knowingly walked herself into this situation. And when she made the conscious decision to have a baby by a man who had another situation in another family. And so now She needs to figure out how to deal with her hurt, and she needs to figure out how she can realistically co-parent the way she wants to without the influence of people who have hatred in their heart for the other baby mama, which is Keesha. Keesha needs to remain open-minded to fixing or respecting Ashley, but she also needs to realize that this is Jeremy's situation that he created. And so she shouldn't feel like she needs to carry any of the primary responsibility with what happens. So first things first, Ashley and Jeremy need to fix the disconnect and the trauma that has happened between them. And then Ashley and Keesha, after Ashley and Jeremy have gotten on the same page, because they're the parents of baby August. After they have gotten on the same page, then Ashley and Keesha need to have another woman to woman conversation and figure out how they're going to move forward. It could either be, look, girl, we're gonna squash it and we're gonna try to be a big happy family, or look, girl, I ain't got shit to say to you, but I'm gonna respect you and we're gonna keep it pushing. And that's just that, you know. But it has to be some type of change. But like I said, I'm glad that Keesha is doing this whole Keevember expose. I'm glad that she's finally speaking on things directly, because that makes the situation a whole lot easier to digest, especially when she has so many people that dislike her and that are going to call her out for any and everything. I'm glad that she's able to kind of debunk some of these things and clean it up. And my wishes for all women is just to figure it out, because they got to deal with each other for a very long time, a very long time. And luckily, in my situation with my ex, when I had to deal with a side piece, me and him didn't have any children together. So, I don't have to go back and revisit any conversation with her. So that's why I'm able to say F her for life and keep it moving. But in this situation, Ashley and Keesha do have children that are siblings, and kids are going to get older. They're going to get curious, and you don't want baby August over there feeling like, damn, nobody don't like my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a good way to feel. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want, the girls to feel like, damn, they hate my mama. You know what I'm saying? So for the sake of the children and for the sake of co-parenting and for the sake of just moving forward in peace, they all have to get together and figure it out as adults. Let's see. Sabrina says, if Keesha was going around speaking to Ashley X and being conniving, I would have done the same thing. He's my baby daddy too. I can sit on it whenever, wherever. Oh Lord. But this is the thing, Sabrina. If you feel like that's your baby daddy and you can sit on it whenever and wherever, then keep that same energy when it's time to have a conversation with Keesha. Because Ashley didn't have that energy. She should have told Keesha that to her face then. She should have said, yeah, Keesha, I'm not talking to you as no woman, because I'm going to sit on it whenever and wherever. But that's not what Ashley did. Ashley pretended like she was going to end it. She apologized. And if we want to get on the internet and we want to talk about being real and fake, that's not real. Because a real woman would have been like, look, I'm not talking to you about nothing because I'm going to sit on it whenever and wherever, right? So, but that's not what Ashley did. Ashley played in Keisha's face and made it seem as if she was going to be a respectful woman and respect the situation. That's not what she did. So that sound good, Sabrina. It sounds like something good to say, but if you're gonna have that energy when it's in your face. Madison River says, being a side chick to your baby daddy, Sabrina, that's embarrassing. Yeah. I can't be no side chick to my own baby daddy. That's just not gonna work for me. That ain't gonna work for me. Lola Lovely says, Keesha is too nice. That's her true problem. Yeah, Keesha is definitely too nice. Like I said, I you know, got a lot on the line that, I could lose for going out here in these streets fighting. And I was so 38 high, and I felt so disrespected that I was ready to risk it all and go upside old girl head because I felt like she was playing with me. So, Keesha definitely is very gracious and has a lot of self-control, because it's so easy to lose yourself in that type of situation. It says both of them were wrong, period. Latoya says, I feel that too. Fresh out of knowing Jay fathered a baby, she was open to accepting this girl and her child. Right, because baby, you think I just had a baby and you finna invite who over here? Oh, your baby can come, but not her. Well, Sabrina, I can understand where Ashley comes from too. I've definitely been in Ashley's shoes before, so I can understand where Ashley is coming from. So no one is on here just trying to bash Ashley. We're just saying that Ashley came to this platform acting as if she had risen above that type of life. She came on this platform upset because she was being called a side chick, but then we find out that she's still sleeping with Jeremy after Jeremy told her he was still with Keesha. So how are you going to be upset and you're going to want people to defend you because Keesha called you a side chick, but you really are doing those type of things behind the scenes? That's all we were saying. But we're not bashing Ashley. We've all, done different things in life. Some of us have not played a side chick role. Some of us have. So there's no judgment on my end. I just like to call a spade a spade. Lola Lovely says, I think people are more so mad at Keesha because she kept directing the cheating more so on Ashley and not the problem with who Jeremy is. Yeah, I will say that I feel like when we listen to Keesha, because her and Jeremy are moving forward, sometimes she does have the tendency to speak about the cheating as if um it like I have listened to her before. I'm gonna say this. I have listened to her before, and I have feel like when she speaks about Jeremy cheating on her, she speaks about him in a way where it's kind of like, Jeremy was lusting, Jeremy was doing this, that, and the third, and she speaks about him with a lot of empathy, right? And then when she speaks about, Ashley is kind of, when she was speaking about Ashley, it was kind of like, well, as a woman, how dare you? But she did clear that up. She did clear it up. And she basically was just like, listen, I am not upset with Ashley for sleeping with Jeremy. A lot of her frustration with Ashley is coming because they had that woman to woman conversation and Ashley went back on her word. But I have felt like in the past she was giving a lot of heat towards the side chick. I did feel that way at first, but I think the reason why it comes across that way is because so many people put her and Ashley against each other. So she's constantly having to speak out about how she feels about Ashley. And so that's why we hear more passion when she speaks about what her issue was with Ashley. Because I feel like that woman to woman conversation they had and Ashley going back on her word really put a bad taste in her mouth because it's kind of like you didn't even have to do that. Like, you didn't even have to come over here and talk to me. You could have just gave me the cold shoulder and been like, girl, I'm good. Jackie says, y'all disrespect August and want people to respect Keisha's kids. Well, I haven't seen anybody disrespect August. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that I really have never really seen anyone say anything bad about August or the way Ashley parents him. I have not seen much of that. I'm pretty sure there have been comments. I'm not gonna say it never has happened, but you'll see way more of people talking about Keesha, her parenting her kids, and her household than you see negativity about August and Ashley. You rarely see anyone say anything negative about Ashley. No one has made a platform bashing Ashley like that. Even here with us speaking on Ashley, we're not calling her out her name. We're not accusing her of being a bad parent. So I've never, personally, I've never seen people dedicate their whole platform to tearing down Ashley and her parenting like they do Keesha. So I haven't seen the disrespect for August. All I've seen was praises for August and Ashley, which, no one, like August is an innocent, beautiful baby, right? So I'm not expecting to see anything negative about him because I don't expect to see anything negative about Keisha's kids. I don't think anyone should be on here talking about any of these beautiful babies. But yeah, I never have seen people dedicate a whole platform to bashing Ashley and August like they do Keesha and her children. Madison River says Ashley's parenting has been questionable, but nobody said anything bad about August. They make up anything. Yeah, the only thing that I've ever seen when I'm surfing through the comments is them speaking on her always dropping him off. But I personally never feel the type of way about that because she's a busy girl. You know what I'm saying? She works in a I think she works at like a bar or something. So I'm pretty sure she works odd hours, and so that's probably why she needs more childcare than someone who has a regular 9 to 5. But that's the only really negative thing I've ever seen about Ashley when it comes to her parenting is her dropping him off. Other than that, the way they have dragged Keisha's parenting and talked about how she have her children looking and all that, yeah, I've never seen them do that to Ashley and August. And I'm not, and I, like I said, I don't expect them to because that's not right. First lady says, but Ashley didn't start back sleeping with him herself. She may have had every intention on not sleeping with him anymore, but we don't know what Jeremy was telling her. No one knows. Well, no, this is what I'm saying. I'm not judging Ashley for sleeping with Jeremy because we understand what happens when you got a baby daddy. We all know when that baby newborn. You know how it be, you know. So I'm not saying that Ashley's, wrong for sleeping with Jeremy. All I'm saying is, you cannot come to the internet acting as if you're this victim, acting as if you are innocent and everyone's just bothering you. And oh my God, I got called a side chick. I'm not a side chick. I'm not a side chick. He told me it was a job. Like, you can't come on that type of energy and then after the fact still sleep with the man after he's made it clear who he's with. That's all I'm saying. Chevy G says doing a DNA test with someone, raw dog, and two people at the same time is definitely not disrespectful towards the child. Latoya says that's not disrespecting August. Ashley might be being disrespectful, though her actions do not reflect. Yeah, I don't know now. I mean, if so, Jeremy asked for DNA together. That's not disrespectful. If Jeremy want a DNA test, I mean, that's not disrespectful to a baby. That's common sense. Like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, if me and you are not in a relationship and we're clearly doing our own thing, because by his admission, and Ashley and Jeremy both admitted they were both doing their own thing. They were not in a monogamous situation. They both were just casually messing around. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm gonna want a DNA test. I mean, that's not disrespectful to the child. Now the mother can feel disrespected, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, you gonna really let out me and ask me for a DNA test, but the baby, no, hell no. That's not disrespectful to the child. That's making sure that this is what it is. Like, we are both having casual relations with each other. We're both dealing with other people. Hell yeah, I want a DNA test so we can make sure. That's common sense. It says, condom brought 3 times and she so-called took a plan B. So you think he wouldn't question it? Ashley knew why a DNA test was needed. Yeah, I don't think a DNA test is disrespectful. I mean, we have to be adults here. If you're going to have casual sex with someone and they ask you for a DNA test, you should just be a woman and understand that that's, if they trusted you if this is my thing, if someone doesn't need to ask you for a DNA test, and that would allude that you and that person are solely together and you all have a lot of trust in each other. It was clear as day that you all were, just sneaky linking, So yes, in those situations, DNA tests are very much so necessary. Ashley never acted like a victim. She stated her wrong and showed the full messages. Jeremy playing both sides. That's why he haven't stepped in and dreaded all of this. Well, this is the thing. Ashley came to the internet and she presented herself as someone who had moved on. When she spoke on her and Jeremy and their involvement with each other, she did admit in the beginning where she went wrong with messing with him. But when she made it seem as if once she became pregnant and he switched up, she made it seem as if she had moved on and she was no longer dealing with him. And then we later learned that wasn't true. So when I say she came acting like the victim, she came trying to basically defend people calling her a side chick. And, her justification for being called a side chick was he told me it was a job. He was being deceptive towards me. And we were all here for that in the beginning because Jeremy was selling her dreams in the beginning before it got real. But once she became pregnant, Jeremy made it very clear where they stood. And for her to still go back and sleep with him after that, then how are you upset because people are calling you a side chick when you were still sleeping with him after he made it clear to you where he was going to be? And that was with Keesha. So that's when I say she came acting like a victim. That's what I mean. Unknown says Jeremy admitted that he had strong feelings for Ashley. It's obvious she cares for him. To be honest, I don't think they ever stopped messing with each other. So that's a possibility. China says, I think Jeremy's the only one who moved on. Queen T says, and she also presented the situation as if she was really more than a side chick and Keesha was a job. Yeah, like she told us that Jeremy said it was a job. And my thing is, why would you even let that come out of your mouth if you didn't believe it? And people, this is another thing. People say that people love to call Keesha delusional and slow. But why would you even want someone who has to come onto the internet and their job is to be with another woman and on camera kissing and making babies? Like, so it wasn't making sense. Like, you knew it wasn't a job. If it was a job, then why did he get her pregnant again after the twins? So she came on here basically trying to say I wasn't a side chick. Jeremy was playing both sides. He told me it was just for money. She tried to play Keesha as if Keesha was some type of sugar mama and Jeremy was, just really with her, but using Keesha. But that wasn't the case. Jeremy was just cheating on Keesha with her, and he made it very clear to her that he was still going to be with Keesha when she became pregnant. Because in the messages, we see him asking her, "Are you shouting? You sure you want to have this baby? And I got this family over here." So, you know, why would you even come and tell us that he said it was a job when it's messages of him telling you what it is before the baby even got here? And you still want to sleep with him after that. Crazy. But not judging her, I'm just saying. Latoya says Ashley thought Jeremy had an acting job. Like, what? A job? Girl, please. Ain't no job. If you gotta hide our text messages, this ain't no job. If you got kicked out, this ain't no job. What job you get kicked out for talking to another woman? If it was a job, why did she kick you out? Why he telling you his girl tripping on him? We see the messages. We see the messages of what he say. My girl tripping. My girl kicked me out. That's not a job. Mm-hmm. Okay, LP says right. It's time to get the courts involved. They can't come to yeah. If they can't come to a common ground, they definitely need to get some type of mediation in place. Chevy G says Keesha has already said several times that she handled Jeremy in their home. She has also said several times that despite everything, she's not going to come on YouTube bashing her child's father. And yeah, that's her right, because ain't no need to bash him if you still gonna lay up with him. You know? So I don't fault her for not doing that, because why would she come on here and talk about him like a dog when she's with him? Like, she clearly does not feel the same way that we feel like she should feel. All right. Madison says it's evident Jeremy is with who he wants to be with. Ashley was never his girlfriend, so let it go, matchmakers. Right. I mean, nobody has a gun to Jeremy's head. Okay. Jeremy is where he wants to be. For whatever reason, he wants to be there. First Lady says, but he was still sleeping with her too after he made it clear where he wanted to be. Jeremy is the only one winning in this whole situation. He got right. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that she's wrong for sleeping with him after he told her that. What I'm saying is she told us as viewers she was upset by the way Keesha tried to downplay her in that book. And she told us the reason why she was continued on with him for so long is because he was telling her it was a job. So what I'm saying is everybody was upset. Paris was one of the people as well. All these other reaction channels, they were upset with Keesha because Keesha called Ashley a side chick. There, Hazel came and defended Ashley. You're not going to call my friend a side chick. You're not going to call Ashley a side chick. However, and their justification was you're not going to call my friend a side chick because Jeremy said it was a job and him and Keesha was on a break. That was their whole thing, right? But then we later found out that after the truth has came to the forefront, after it's clear, it don't matter about what he said about a job and all that. After it's clear, after he sat down and he told the whole world, 500,000 people that Keesha his girl and he loved Keesha, you still was ready to bust it open. At that very moment that you still were ready to bust it open, after everything has hit the fan, then you are a side chick at that point. So all those points y'all made about him being on a break and all of that is irrelevant, because after it hit the fan and after everything was exposed and after he told you how he really felt after he had been capping this whole time, if you let him fool you again after that, then you can no longer call Keesha dumb, because now you're just as dumb. With all due respect. Chanel said she was a side chick. This is the side chick. OC Girl says, first off, Paris and Ashley are not friends, right? Yeah, they're not. But I'm saying that's what Paris's thing was. Well, I stepped in because some Ashley needed a platform to speak up for because Keisha was calling her a side chick. Girl, no, you got it because you don't like Keisha. That's simple. Sabrina says that's not the only reason why everyone was upset. The Brilliant B situation is what set a lot of talks. Nah, I mean, yeah, but either which way, even before the day of reckoning, they was ready to get it. They was ready to get into it with Keisha. Even before that, even before she sent the picture to Brilliant Bree or whatever, which that really, in my opinion, wasn't nothing to be upset about. But even before that, they were ready to cancel her out because they had been hating her anyway. Remember, her mama got called slow, her kids got called slow. All that happened before the day of reckoning anyway. Lola Lovely said the twins in the review. Ashley said she saw Jeremy in the same clothes when he left her house, like she kept as fuck because you knew on YouTube watching them. She knew, right? I mean, Ashley knew what was going on. And I can't judge her, like I said, but just say that. Don't try to come on here and say you didn't know. You knew. You just didn't give a damn. And that's okay. If you didn't give a damn, but own it, right? Just own it. It says a side chick called a side chick. Um, Link says, what did y'all want Ashley to be called in the book? Isha says, hopefully Ashley go live Thursday with the messages. Yeah. And like I said, this is not to bash Ashley or whatever. It's just to say that the situation was very one-sided. And these are questions for people on the other side. The people who get attacked for trying to just look at this situation for what it is versus or just we hate Keesha train. You know? And if I was doing it, I would be the first one to raise my hand and says, yes, ma'am, I have been a side chick before. Involuntarily, but I was. I don't talk to somebody that had a terrible that said they had a terrible situation at home and oh my girl tripping on me and we finna be breaking up and I'm just over here like la 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 okay, all right, you can come over here. Yep, I was being a side chick when I was doing that, so I could be the first person to raise my hand and says yes, you guys. I've been a side chick before, so I know one when I see one. Because I mean, but it's life. Just because she was a side chick in this situation doesn't mean that she's a terrible person. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that we're gonna call a spade, and let's not dress it up. But it doesn't mean she's not a beautiful girl. It doesn't mean that she's not a good mom. It doesn't mean that she's not a lit individual. But ma'am, in this situation, you were a side chick. Madison said just make up their own narratives. If they wanted to call her one, they would have put if they would have put words in people's mouth. Chevy said, listen, sis, you own your truth though. Right, I'ma own it, girl. I have sure fell for the okie doke. Yeah, my shawty over here tripping on me. Yeah, we about to break up. It about to be OB, man. Man, we finna break up, man. And then you look up a year later, they still together. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, I get it. Now, would I have had this person, baby, and all that type of stuff? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But so I can speak to this situation because I've been in her shoes. It's kind of like our thing is we want Keesha to own her part and we want Keesha to admit that she was done for Jeremy, right? Everybody wanted Keesha to come out and own everything. Well, then have that same energy for everybody else. It says, I predict in 2022 we're still going to be talking about this. Maybe so. But at least now we can have a conversation from both sides. Even if this drama still carries on to the new year, I'm happy to see that now we have people that are speaking to both sides, because it was kind of really hard to follow this story before last year, because literally about 90% of the videos about Keesha were so negative and aggressive, and you couldn't get a word in. You couldn't bring a sensible opinion to the platform without being attacked. And now that the drama is unfolding and Keesha went live and they're clearing things up, now you have people who are speaking to both sides. You have the people who still feel like Keisha's full of it, but you also have people giving different perspectives and calling the other side out and as well. So now we're able to have a more balanced conversation. I just always wanted this situation to be balanced. That's it. It says, D says, can y'all tell us what y'all want to Ashley to be called? I know for me personally, I don't want Ashley to be called a one night stand. I think that hell, I don't. I mean, oh, you talking about side chick? Oh yeah, she was a side chick. Now I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what they. I thought you was talking about the book, but yeah, as far as what she is, she was definitely a side chick. I don't think it's bad to call anybody a side chick if that's what they were at the point. It's not like, you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. Like, what else Keesha gonna call her? I mean, they're not friends. She pissed Keesha off because she came to her home and played in her face. I mean, what do y'all want Keesha to call her? So yeah. First lady said Ashley was an entanglement. Okay. Like it was giving Will and Jada. Okay. Latoya says now the trolls want Keesha to admit she chose Ashley, right? And Keesha debunked that today. It's kind of like they just gonna keep on going and going and going. It ain't gonna never end. It's gonna be like they gonna keep on wanting her to just admit things. It's like, y'all just give it up. Just give it up. Just give up the hate train. We can still talk about it and we can still dissect the situation as Keesha exposes more because she is going to be exposing more in Keevember. But give up the whole, hey, everybody, don't support Keesha, call her brands, talk about her parenting because of this. If we can move on to talk about her being a bad parent and all of that, then I'm good. We can keep talking about it, but let's have a realistic conversation. I just don't want to see her parenting torn down, or I don't want to see people trying to, call her brands and make her lose her livelihood over this though. We can talk about it, but let's keep it realistic. That's it. Dee says in the book when she spoke on August being conceived, she said he doubled back one night. He was drunk. Jeremy spoke on several women in the book. Right. Yeah, he never said she was a one night stand. He said something about one night he doubled back. Right. Lola says, but Jeremy played in her face and she kept neglecting that everything is Ashley's fault. So until she was going to definitely keep going. Well, yeah, I think that the difference between Ashley and Jeremy, because both of them definitely did play with her, like both of them. Like, and it's like I felt about my ex and his baby mama. Like, I felt like they were like, y'all really sat here and y'all concocted this plot for you to be wanting, because she was just, when I keep in mind, my ex had other side pieces that I later found out about. Honey, I hacked that phone, baby. I hacked the phone, the cash app, everything, honey. And so, she was definitely not the only one. However, it was very disrespectful that she was one of the people, because I was taking care of their child, well, helping with the child in the household. He worked 12-hour shifts, and sometimes he worked about 6 days a week, 4 to 6 days a week. So I had to assume a lot of the parental, like motherly duties in the household for this innocent baby. And so with that being said, when it all hit the fan, I felt like both of them played with me. Like both of them really, set up here and really concocted some type of elaborate plan to mess around behind my back. So I was ready to go, boy, honey. Honey, I'm pretty sure that day at work he was ready to go, because baby, I was calling that phone every minute. I was sending all the stuff I was finding to his phone. So I definitely felt like both of them played on our face. So I definitely gave both of them the heat. But in this situation, I feel like why Keesha is talking about Ashley more than Jeremy is because her and Jeremy have come to a place where they're going to move forward and be in a great place. And her and Ashley haven't. And Ashley still has to be very much so in the picture because of the children, right? And so the reason why we hear her speak more about her disgruntledness, if that's a word, with Ashley is because they have not come to a place where they're going to move forward. So if they come to a place where they can move forward, I feel like we won't hear about it anymore, because I feel like Keesha was trying to be very respectful to Ashley in the beginning. She definitely was. Mm. It says, Lola Lovely, yes, Keesha just got too much heart for that man when we can see all the train wreck coming. But if it happened again, unfortunately, it's Keesha's fault for not seeing people for what they do and not what it said. That is right. That is a good point to make. And so that's something that Keesha is going to have to be very weary of. That's why I chose to walk away from my situation, because the baby mama ain't going nowhere. And I just couldn't stomach giving him another chance. And because we had run-ins before, but I couldn't keep wasting years of my life, uh, giving him another chance. And yeah, D, you can call in. Now let me see. Now I'm on my computer, so I'm a little. Okay, here we go. Invite, copy the clipboard, paste. But yeah, there you go, D. But yeah, I just couldn't stomach. I couldn't stomach the what if. You know what I'm saying? The what if they double back? You know what I'm saying? So that's something that she is going to have to live with, and be leery of. So I dropped the link for you, D. I don't know if I did it right. Did I do it right? Yeah, I know I'm a dinosaur here. Mm-hmm. Um, Nye said, "What do you think will happen if Jeremy rap career takes off? Do you think he will be able to dodge all the lustful tactics from the groupies?" That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one. I don't know. That is a good question, unknown. But I feel like things come with age. But you know how it be with rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be another that could be another milestone they may have to get over. Can I pull myself into your life? Yeah, I thought I dropped the link. Maybe I'm not doing it right. So we're gonna control C. I'm on my laptop today versus my phone. So I posted it again, you guys. I posted the link again. It's there. Now, how do I know something? So it usually tells me if somebody backstage, right? Oh, okay. Here go D.
Hey, can you
Hey,
hear me?
D. Yeah. How you
Let
doing?
me come. I'm good. Hi, Nye. Um,
Hey.
let me make sure. Is it an echo or anything?
No, not on my end.
Okay. So I'm on my phone. That's why I was asking. But I'm not gonna be real long. I just was saying like it's a lot of people talking about the book in the chat, and I'm just trying to make it very. I was just trying to make it clear because a lot of people that talk about the book. The book is just like how they're trying to explain now with this clip. Like they were running with what Keisha said in the book or what Jeremy said in the book, just like they trying to run with this clip. But back then there was nobody really to like defend Keisha to say like what was really in the book. So the trolls Ashley had never read the book. And not only that, but before they wrote the book, they talked to Ashley about the book because they didn't know how they wanted to, explain Ashley in the book or, the fact they were like concerned about being respectful to Ashley. So
Mm-hmm.
when they explain her, she doesn't have like a significant part in the book. It's just the fact that they were trying to bring to the platform that Jeremy had fathered a child outside their relationship.
Right.
So just like the trolls do now, they was making a big deal about what she said in the book. Or what Keisha they say, oh, Keisha called you one night stand in the book. Keisha called you one night stand in the book. But Ashley had never read the book, but Ashley also knew that she was not going to be portrayed as some type of love interest in the book, and she was okay with that. Just like she was okay with her son. This is another example of how it's just showing you how Ashley is really, because
Mm-hmm.
she was okay with her child going to Keisha's house this weekend or that last weekend. She was okay with that. It wasn't a problem until the troll said something.
Right.
Just like she was okay with not really having a role in the book, but just like
Mm-hmm.
they was trying to figure out how. Another thing is with the DNA test, they were trying to the DNA test when they had wrote the whole book and was waiting for the DNA test to come back. To
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, waiting for her to take a DNA test to know if she was going to even mention the child in the book. The
Right.
whole book, the book is not about Ashley. The book is about infidelity, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand why it's such a big emphasis on what if Ashley wasn't called a one night stand in the book.
Right.
When he
I read the book.
the
She
whole
never
the,
called
the
one.
whole one night part, came from
Mhm.
when he was explaining how August was conceived, and he
Mhm.
said that he doubled back one night when he was drunk. So
Right.
how did they get one night stand out of that? I don't know, but most of them did not read the whole book because why would it even matter if he said Ashley was a one night stand when he was talking about multiple women? Why would they
Mhm.
lie about Ashley's role? They tried to be, and I know that it's a really big reactor that read this book now, right? And
Mhm.
this reactor said if I would have read this book, it would not have made me go look for the girl because
Mhm.
it was like they said, and all of these little reactors, the main reactor that reacts on this situation did not read the book. So, and
Mhm.
that's why Paris is not a reactor. Paris is a troll that just shows his face. Like
Yeah.
you, if anybody else, if you give a credible reactor this book and tell them to read the whole thing, they were not concerned about Ashley. They
Right.
was wanting to know like, well, did you get cheated on again or something? Like Ashley was not a major role in the book at all.
Mhm. And then one thing I can add is other reaction channels that are, like you said, the big ones, they don't even cover the Keisha drama because it just wasn't that serious. You know
It
what
wasn't.
I'm saying? They
It
don't even cover it because if Keisha really did something that wrong, it would have been everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But
it
they
wasn't.
didn't even
It
touch on
it wasn't. And then
it. Hmm.
the other thing that they keep on saying, I see whatever that Jackie person is in the book, and not in the book, but in the chat. Like I'm telling you that I was on the phone with Keisha this weekend.
Hmm.
I was speaking to Keisha this weekend. I
Hmm.
saw August on FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking, not to say she like, oh look at August, but you know what I'm saying? It was
Hmm.
I could hear her kids. I could hear them playing and stuff. It was actually they was having a good little time.
Hmm.
So when I'm talking to Keisha about the whole situation, she's calling me like, oh my god. And the reason why, of course, she would be asking me about the situation is because I am her friend, but I'm also a friend that I can see what's going on YouTube, and sometimes she don't see it.
Right.
Is it a good idea for her to put August in the vlog? I did not think so.
Right.
I'm a mother myself. I was like, no, and not even that it's not even because I'm a mother, because I know how the trolls are.
Right.
So Keisha was like, and I keep repeating this because y'all they keep trying to spin this narrative that Keisha put Keisha put August in the vlog and then told Jeremy. No, that's not what happened. Jeremy all weekend was asking Keisha, telling Keisha like, put him in a vlog, and Keisha was like, y'all know Keisha got anxiety. She's like, oh my god, why is he asking me this? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, like she don't
Mhm.
really want to do it. She like, this is like, why does he like? I'm like, Keisha, they gonna go crazy. Like, we're not even talking about Ashley. Okay, it's just like they gonna go crazy. Like, it's no, like I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
then, but Jeremy was adamant about don't, not leaving my son out. Like, I'm not
Right.
worried about these trolls no more. I'm not worried about these people no more. You see, he clearly did not care, and he posted a video of him on Instagram.
Mhm.
He's tired of it. And just like they say in Big K, like I keep saying, it's Big Splash too. Because he is like, he's tired of hiding his son. He's tired of,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? He's tired of being like that and having absolutely no say so in his son's life. So he
Right.
was saying he didn't want his son to be left out. So I
Mhm.
understood where Jeremy was coming from, but I was thinking like, Keisha, it's gonna be crazy if you do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So Jeremy was like, he didn't. Keisha was like, I said, Keisha, you gotta tell Jeremy like I said, tell Jeremy to tell her first. Like, make sure she all right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I said that this is me. Like, I know the situation because I was right there on the phone the whole weekend when she was with, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to figure out how she was gonna edit the vlog. She's tired. She got, you know what I'm saying? So then she she's like, Jeremy is gonna be upset, if she don't include him or whatever. I'm like, well, look, first of all, I'm the one. Not only that, if they coming at Keisha, you already know that it's me. I'm the one that's like having her back. So at the end of the
Right.
day, I didn't have nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, whether she do it or not. And that's her life. That's what she got to do. But I'm like, shit, I don't even feel like this tomorrow. I'm chilling. I wasn't going back and forth on the damn internet or nothing. So I was
Right.
like, man, I don't even, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
the way Ashley came before, okay, hold on. Let me just say this. So anyway, and this is me being honest, me being transparent about the whole situation.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, tell him to get a text message. I deal in receipts, so I know how Ashley is. She'll say one thing and then backtrack and be like, it didn't happen. So don't. He was like, Jeremy said he talked to her. I said no. Tell him to get a text message or something from her. Like he was like, man, like Jeremy the type that's like, I ain't got to do all that. Like he not worried about the internet. He not worried about what y'all talking about. He want memories with his son. He don't know when the hell he gonna see his son again.
Right.
So he said include him in the vlog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um so that's why I didn't know what text message. I didn't know she sent him a text message, but I thought he had got the text message. So Keisha, when she sent that message
Mm-hmm.
that said, Jeremy, make sure you know August in the vlog, and he was like, he in the vlog. This was the night before the vlog even came out. The vlog
Right.
wasn't even out. Like it wasn't even scheduled to be out. She just edited the vlog. I'm on the phone while she was editing the vlog. And I guess that's when she texted him. I didn't know you know what I'm saying? We was on the phone. I just said text him. She not like, okay, I'm texting him now. But
Mm-hmm.
I think she must have texted him while we was on the phone. And I said out of my mouth, make sure you get a text. Like make sure he texts her that. Like and let her know that she gonna be in the vlog. Like no matter at this point, no matter what Jeremy say, like just make sure at least it's okay with her and she
Right.
know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's so they like, oh, Keisha asked him after the vlog. Y'all wasn't there. Y'all wasn't on the phone. Y'all wasn't nowhere around to know
Right.
when it was. Y'all going by what a troll said out of their mouth, and they don't know no parties involved because the vlog cannot come out yet.
Right.
So she told him like, and you know, Keisha was definitely making like, okay, his legs in the vlog, like I'm saying his name, like she's saying everything to him.
Right.
But when he said he in the vlog, he was kind of like happy that she was putting him in the vlog. Like, oh, it's like he in the vlog. Like, how y'all saying it like he's in the vlog? Like it was a mystery. No, she actually did what he told her to do. So for all of the people keep on making this vlog Keisha's problem, y'all need to just like y'all tell Keisha to take it up with Jeremy. Ashley should have took it up with her baby daddy, but the problem is she didn't take it up with nobody because she let the first vlog come out, the second vlog come out, and the third vlog come out, and not say anything to anybody. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
have no problem. She didn't have. Jeremy told her he was gonna be in the vlog. It was no problem. So why 4 days after you come get your child, now you got a problem? Now somebody playing in your face?
Yeah.
Like how? I'm telling y'all the events of how it happened, and
Right.
y'all can prove that Ashley lied on this platform. You can't prove I lied about not a damn thing on this here platform. You
Yeah.
can't never prove I lied about nothing, and you already know I'm gonna make sure my friend cross her T's, dot her I's, and all of that when it comes to this. Especially when it comes to Ashley, because I know she's a liar.
Right.
So all of that, he in the vlog. Oh well, take it up with his father because that's who wanted him in the vlog. And Keisha put him in the vlog because her baby daddy told him to. It was no pressure. It was no
Mm-hmm.
problem until the trolls had a problem with it. So I don't
Mm.
even understand why it's a conversation. It should be a conversation with Ashley as to why she didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because if it was a problem, why didn't you say no? Why didn't you say do not put him in the vlog? And as a mother who knows somebody vlogs, before she dropped him off, why didn't you say, look, please don't put him in a blog. Please don't, take pictures of him. And it would have been why. It would have been a why situation. Why don't you want his father to take pictures of him?
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't want the trolls to know that he's with his father? And why? Why is that, Ashley? Why?
Yeah.
Why don't you want the trolls to know? Because your narrative won't work anymore? Because,
Yeah.
and people keep saying, when is this stuff going to end? It can't end with Ashley. The only way it can end with Ashley is if she decides that she wants to co parent the proper way, if she decides that she wants to end the feud with Keisha, and Ashley knows the moment that ends her feud with Keisha, all of her supporters that have been supporting her all this time and pump her up to hate Keisha will no longer support her anymore.
Yeah.
So it's nothing. Keisha would end it with Ashley or have no problem with Ashley any day of the week. Any day
Yeah.
of the week. But Ashley has the problem. Ashley has the problem with Keisha. Why? For what? For what? Because what did she do to you for real? Nothing. But the bottom line, it's like I don't even understand why it's so many questions and so many. Y'all already see what it is. The girl wants to keep her, and that's what something. I think Jeremy did tell her that too. Like you wanted your fans, here you go. You wanted the fans, there you go. Ashley decided to come on here like it was a fairy tale, like she wanted to come on here, she wanted to add Keisha out so bad. But at the end of the day, like everybody knew, you are going to need Keisha. You are going to need Jeremy, not these trolls. So it doesn't make any sense for her to have this much animosity towards Keisha when she told Keisha to take it up with her baby daddy, and she don't owe Keisha no respect. Okay, so Keisha didn't call you and tell you that she was putting in the blog. She left it up to your baby daddy.
Right.
So
Mhm.
that's my piece, and I don't care what I gotta say about Ashley. Like, she's disrespectful, she's a liar, and she had no reason to come to this platform and try to ruin Keisha. Keisha does not care about the sleeping with Jeremy part. She told y'all she was
Right.
going
She
to.
said that. Hmm.
It's the part that you came here solely to ruin Keisha. And people keep saying, oh, Ashley didn't say anything. I think you guys forgot the day of reckoning when she said that she was going to put Keisha in the grave. I think you guys forgot that part when she said, called Miss Ma'am, all of that. You had so much animosity for Keisha when you came to the internet, but not your baby daddy. And your baby daddy you had just slept with a month prior to you coming to the internet. In fact, you was texting him after he did his apology and called you out your name. So we all found that out. So we're trying to understand if there's so much beef and so much animosity, he's such a deadbeat. Why are you constantly trying to sleep with him up until now, like weeks ago? Like, come
Mm.
on. The problem is, and as far as the co-parenting situation, Ashley is like her back is against the wall because she needs them now. But how can you if you have if you're back against the wall, like we all been there, we all have, you know what I'm saying, you all have we probably all had beefs with our baby father, but at the end of the day, who did you have to call? Your baby daddy. And if he got a girlfriend, you're gonna have to call his girlfriend as your baby daddy. Like, Keisha don't owe Ashley no damn apologies in my book. Not one. She don't owe her one apology. She don't owe her one apology for sending no picture because even with the picture, we're talking about the picture, but we're not talking about Ashley lying about about the baby not being over there. So that was again another time that Ashley lied and wanted to lie about August being at Keisha's house. That was the first time she lied about August being at Keisha's house. So you mean to tell me, Ashley, you're not gonna apologize for lying about that? And
Mhm.
you knew when you was reading those text messages from Brilliant Breed why Keisha sent the picture of your son
Mhm.
because you were lying on her. Y'all
And
don't see
let's
about
clear this up because when Paris got on here, she said that the picture was sent before Ashley said that he wasn't over there. So is that the truth?
no, that's not true.
Okay.
That is not true. They saying that the picture was sent before Ashley came to YouTube. So
Mm-hmm.
the order of operations, since because parents don't know half the stuff he be talking about anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was Ashley was already threatening to come to YouTube and doing all that slick stuff, just like the slick stuff she do now. She wasn't on YouTube yet, but she was on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like I told y'all, Ashley would do stuff because she had slept with Jeremy one time. Like
Mm-hmm.
after, okay, so Jeremy after they met up, we all know it's facts that Ashley met up with Keisha, and after she met up with Keisha, she slept with Jeremy again. She was doing those
Right.
sneaky link apps or whatever. Is it both of their fault? Absolutely. Now they slept with each other one time. It was one time. So now Ashley started holding that over Jeremy's head, like blocking him but talking to Keisha, like being cool with Keisha but blocking Jeremy as if like I'm gonna tell Keisha what we did. I'm gonna tell Keisha what happened. And
Mm-hmm.
then so you're not talking to Jeremy. Jeremy's scared at this point that you're gonna tell Keisha. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So you holding that over his head. Jeremy like Jeremy, so Jeremy want to see his son. He kind of like and not wanting to get, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's trying to please Ashley. Like Ashley was doing a lot of little sneaky stuff. Like, and it's not to say it's not Jeremy's fault. It is Jeremy's fault. But I'm telling y'all where it was at that time when it was like he got to be cool with her, so he's sleeping with her. Like that's how it was. Y'all see now that when he don't do it, all shit breaks. It's crazy. It's crazy. She acting all crazy when he don't sleep with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like you going on Parents Live. The moment she saw him in the club or whatever, and he asked her where August was, we already knew that Ashley was gonna turn that story around and say that Jeremy tried to see her, but
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't the case. He was trying to. He asked about his son, and we knew she was gonna make it a different story before the internet even knew.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the order of operations as far as that goes is Ashley. So Keisha had did a vlog, and in the comment section they was saying like, why don't you just vlog in the spare room? And she was like, oh, but Jeremy's son stuff is in there, so I don't really want to vlog in there. That's why I be vlogging in the hallway. They
Mm-hmm.
took that comment, went back to Ashley, and was like, oh my God, your son is over there. You let your son go over there, just like they trolled her just now. They trolled her at that time. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they trolled at that time about having August at their house, and
Mm-hmm.
so they were starting to make videos about Keisha being a liar.
Okay, so that's what happened because I thought that Keisha was debunking what they were saying on Hazel's live about he'll never go
No,
over there.
no,
But
no,
no, what
no.
happened? So just for the audience to hear, the reason why Keisha had to send the picture is because it was already something. Keisha was vlogging. She made a comment to one of the people in her comment section, just saying she can't vlog in the spare room because the son's stuff in there. And they start saying that Keisha was lying about the child being over there because she mentioned the spare room.
Right, and
And
it was like a petty
okay,
little. It wasn't even a comment. Like it was not even a significant comment for them to even
okay.
go crazy about. But they was just like, oh my God, Ashley, why do you Keisha's house is not safe. Sending her all of those type of messages, and she
Oh,
was getting
okay.
trolled. So
Mhm.
Ashley gets on her Instagram, was like, oh, all these people lying on me. My son would never go over there. My son is with
Oh,
me. Da 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 da.
okay.
Being petty, and she was lying though. She was lying. She was
Yeah.
lying. And
Okay,
then,
so this happened on Instagram. So
yeah,
that
it
so
happened on.
okay, because I like I said, I don't know Keisha personally, but it wouldn't make sense for her to send a picture if she wasn't lied on. Who they made it seem like she was just randomly sending pictures. But what
No,
happened was Ashley was on Instagram before any of the whole Hazel going live and all of that. She was saying that he would never go over there, and Keisha had to debunk that from something that happened.
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
they was making videos about,
Mhm,
and if anybody in the chat can say I'm lying, if I'm lying, I'm frying. Okay, because we already know what I have all the screenshots already of her post where she had
mhm,
them Air Force Ones on, and she was talking about, oh, my child would never go there, da, 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 da. Just like she would have did now, because but there was a picture, but the father had the picture. She would have
mhm,
lied. Ashley would have lied about that. Ashley would have
mhm,
definitely lied about that, or act like August is not allowed to go over there. But
mhm.
anyway, Keisha wasn't even like putting it out there like August was there. She was like, somebody was just one of her real subscribers was like, "Why are you filming in the hallway?" And she was like, "Oh, it's just Jeremy stuff in the hallway in the room,
Oh,
so I don't
okay.
have space." So anyway, what happened was people started making videos calling Keisha a liar, and the
Mm,
person it was a person that was like defending Keisha, like that's like Keisha sending it to not me, but it's like Keisha maybe sending it to you. I would give it.
mhm.
Matter of fact, I would say if Keisha was to send it to you, you would
Right.
think that you would. That's exactly what happened. I would give it. I would give it you because the person Brilliant Bree was kind of like a person that kind of defended Keisha a little bit. Like, but Keisha doesn't
Mhm,
really can't really tell the reactions. But somebody told her about Brilliant Bree and was like,
mhm.
Brilliant Bree made a video, but Brilliant Bree was defending her in the video. But Keisha thought that she was making a video saying that August that she was lying, and
Oh, okay.
she was like, why would I lie about him being here? Like, you know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay.
So, and
Mhm,
I'm gonna give you. I don't want to really compare you to Brilliant Bree, but the only reason why I'm comparing you to Brilliant Bree because I'm just thinking about that timing. Imagine
mhm.
all of those reactors. It was so many reactors coming at her. And
Yes.
just one reactor was like kind of like on her side. So
Mhm,
all of the I don't know if you remember during that time, but it was a whole lot of them, and she was getting like Keisha was really at the brink of like she was really doing bad. I'm sorry, and there's no excuse for it because I don't think she did nothing wrong, honestly, because
mhm,
she was talking to Brilliant Bree, and Brilliant Bree was like, "No, I'm on your side. I understand. I don't understand why they're taking the side chick side." Like,
mhm,
she was like, she felt like that was a safe place as far as YouTube is concerned. But she
mhm.
told her, she was like venting to her, like, "Why are these people lying on me? Like, like
Right.
why are they calling me a liar? Like, and they was embracing Ashley at that time and just dragging Keisha. Like,
Right.
so
Mhm,
she said, "I'm gonna send you a picture, but I don't want you to put it out." She specifically said, I do not want you to put it online, but I'm just going to send it to you as proof that he was here. Because
Okay.
Ashley was like, he's never here. He never go there. But the picture, girl, you could barely see the baby in the picture. Ashley had already been putting him online. It wasn't like he was a baby that wasn't on the internet. Like his
Mhm,
face was already on the internet. She didn't say, hey, go post this. She
mm.
didn't say that. She said, I'm showing you this as proof that he was here, but please do not post none of this online. Like, do not repeat nothing I'm telling you. That's what she
Right.
said. But she said you could just say that. Keisha specifically said you could just say that you saw him at my house. Like
Okay.
you saw him in a picture with my two girls. Like it was her kids and his kids. I mean,
Mm.
and, you know what I'm saying? And August. I saw the picture. It was the picture. It's like, because when I first came, I was like, what the hell? Like this really the picture y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Like then the thing is they okay. So Ashley Ashley and them had been on the internet for months before they even got that. So
Mm.
Bree didn't put it on the internet. All she said was, I can confirm that he was there. That's what happened. She didn't
Mm.
show it to nobody. She didn't like share it with nobody. She didn't do that.
Right.
But what happened was she started, and what I saw was when Bree saw what happened with the whole Brit situation, she started not messing with Keisha. Not only that,
Mm.
that's when Hazel was coming in the internet and was in Bree and Bree comments. That's like Hazel was in her comments and Bree and Bree started going live, but really she started kissing Hazel ass. Like, if she saw,
Mm.
in my opinion, Bree and Bree saw that Ashley was like starting to be popping. You know what I'm saying? Hazel,
Right.
they was like the move. Everybody, there was absolutely nobody, no reactor on Keisha's
Yeah,
side at this time.
it
They
wasn't.
all was going ham on Keisha. So
Yeah.
Bree and Bree started, because I was gonna, I came here on Toya Live, but
Right.
I was gonna go to Bree and Bree because, and then one day I saw when she switched different. I was like, oh hell no! I was in,
Right.
and this was before I came to the internet. I said, I kept saying, well they lying, because I could see Bree and Bree was switching up, and I'm like, why is she acting like this? And
Hmm.
mind you, I didn't really know how the internet worked, so
Yeah.
I didn't know why. I didn't even know about the picture. Nobody knew about the picture. Nobody knew about the S word or whatever.
Hmm.
So because Ashley they was talking about her parenting, and that's
Mm.
how the whole S word came up while she was pregnant or whatever. That's how that came up. Bree and Bree was talking shit. They was both like
Mm.
They was talking, but Keisha, if anybody know Keisha, Keisha talk a lot.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Keisha said what she said to that girl in I think October. But she didn't tell her stuff like Bree and Bree. If you even was looking at her at that time, she was like chill, like she wasn't one of them reactors. Like I would honestly, I could see her. If I could see Keisha doing the same thing if it was you and you had made that video. I think she would
Yeah.
have felt comfortable with you. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? She seemed like a good person. She seemed like
Hmm.
she that was a bad judgment call on Keisha's end, but she didn't say nothing that nobody else wouldn't say. It's just that it's Keisha that said it. But my thing is, Bree and Bree ain't never say she didn't when she sent those messages to Ashley and them. They didn't get it. They didn't get it until right before the day of reckoning. Like all of this time they was on the internet, they had no receipt. They had
Mm.
nothing really. They didn't have nothing to like end Keisha. When they got the Brilliant Bree thing, that was the only thing that they had that was like damaging to Keisha, honestly.
Mm.
And the way they made it, if I was Ashley, if she wasn't like a sideways type of person, like
Hmm.
first of all, Brilliant Bree didn't bring to the internet. Oh, and then Brilliant Bree started lying. Brilliant Bree said it was several reactors. She tried to make it seem. She said that it was several reactors that Keisha was going around doing this to, and no reactor has said it was them yet. Not one reactor has said that we, and I know for a fact there was no other reactors. She was trying to make it seem like Keisha was marketing these pictures off and marketing this story so people would. That's not what happened. She's
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and because I'm gonna just go ahead and give it to them so they could tell their own story. But it wasn't really no story to tell because you didn't even feel comfortable telling this. You wouldn't have told the story. Like she did that because she was trying to be up. And then the crazy part is on the day of reckoning, they threw Bree under the bus because she sent all of the messages, but she unsent everything that she said. So
Mm.
that's why they threw her under the bus because it was like, well, what was you saying? She wasn't talking to herself because you was agreeing with Keisha with everything that she was saying. So
Mm.
how was you? You was agreeing with Keisha. You felt bad for
Yeah.
Keisha. Like you was on Keisha's side for real. So
Right.
you didn't think what she sent to you was bad. You didn't. You did that because you wanted to. Like you wanted clout from the situation and it really made you look crazy at the end of the day. Like you really tried to that was the only Keisha didn't lose no brand deals because of nothing but that. And
Right.
that's crazy. They tried to make it seem like she tried to mock her S word or whatever. And she was not. She was just saying like this girl that she trying to like explain what type of person Ashley is for real. And it's true. Shit,
Right.
ain't nothing she said she didn't lie on that girl or nothing. But when Ashley came to the internet, they exposed the fact the S word during her pregnancy. They did. Hazel did, and it was okay. Like nothing was wrong with it. Like you wasn't. It couldn't have been that detrimental to you. You exposed it, and you did it just so you could have a receipt on Keisha.
Mm.
Like it was. You told the whole world that, and nobody knew.
Right.
Nobody knew.
Mm.
Nobody knew. So that's how the whole baby picture got sent. Because the
Hmm.
same stuff that Ashley doing now, she was
Hmm.
doing back then. And y'all say she's so quiet and she was doing the same stuff lying. And
Right.
so
Hmm. Yeah.
That's the only other thing I think I need. I want to. And this the last thing. This the last thing, cause y'all gonna stop playing with me. The
Okay.
the clip that they was trying to rest in peace Hallie or whoever page that was. They gone. But
Mhm.
um the clip that they trying to pass around is because I don't know why that Queen Ashley. I guess they want to make it seem like um she was handpicked by Keesha, which makes absolutely no sense. So, like
Right.
you said, they did take. If you wanna hear the entire clip, it is volume 6 of the mixtape that I released. I put out on my page at that time when
Oh,
when
yeah.
when the recording with Paris
Yeah.
and Paris, all your little fake pages that you try to get that stupid clip out. The whole clip is on my page. It's been put out 6 months ago when
Okay.
Paris was trying to say that, just like he got on the phone with Mama Pastel by saying that Keisha was speaking bad on Jeremy. That's the clip. Those are the clips that Paris had, the infamous clips that Paris would not release. And I said, okay, well, I'll put all of them on my page. They were
Right.
already there. So y'all
Right.
trying to come up with every time something is debunked, you want to come up with something else. It's going to be debunked because when you are living the truth and not a lie, like you can do that.
Mhm.
And Keisha didn't lie about anything. She just didn't tell y'all everything. And the reason why she didn't tell y'all anything is because she was sparing Ashley for the most part. She didn't
Right.
call Ashley out her name. She didn't drag Ashley in the book. Like, what did
Mhm.
Ashley want to be called? A bimbo? Like, what did you want to be called? Like,
Yeah.
what did you want to say? Oh, I had to step by step. Okay, we had to get a DNA test. You didn't know who her baby daddy was. Da 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 da. Like, come on.
Right.
Like, she was. It was as respectful as it possibly could be, and she knows that. But she didn't read the book. Most of the all of the reactors that react and say it was the book did not read the book. They don't even know what the book is talking about because they were so. When these clips got released, it's like the clips are like key to y'all. And everything she said to Paris, everything she said to Hazel was written in the book. It was no different. And the fact that they really was like, oh, Hazel dragged her. No, Hazel, she read the book to Hazel basically. Because
Yeah.
everything she said, y'all should have known before y'all came dragging that girl. And it wouldn't even be tea, but we know that y'all didn't read the book because it's so shocking to you now.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
that's all I really had to say. But because they crazy, and I don't care what y'all calling me in the chat. I know y'all being crazy. I don't care. Y'all just gonna be mad because she gonna keep on unleashing her truth. Why don't y'all?
Mhm.
All right, this for real. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave after this.
Mhm.
I just want to know when are y'all gonna ask Ashley? When is she gonna tell the truth? Like when is Ashley gonna apologize and just tell the truth and be real with y'all? Just say like, yeah, she should tell her story like just like Keisha doing her Keevember, but she should tell her story like, okay, yeah, like
I definitely agree. I
yeah,
think that she should
yeah,
debunk the things that were said about her as well. Right.
she can't debunk it, but she just need to go ahead and say like, all right, yeah, like I'm a side chick. I like you know why I just want to release why I like you know being the other woman. Like I know I was caught a couple times or whatever, and I just want y'all to know why I prefer being the other woman than the main woman. Like you should do something like that, Ashley, because like you keep getting caught in attics. You want Jeremy to get caught jumping out the window and stuff like that. Like you should just. I mean, it's like the adventures of a side chick. You should do that because it's like adventurous being a side chick or something. Because you got attics, you got windows you got to jump out of, you got bathrooms you got to hide in, offices you got to hide in. Like it could really be interesting. You should call it Adventures of a Side Chick and give all the side chick situations because this was not your only one. Like you okay with it. Not only that, like like you and Hazel could write a book too about smashing your homegirl dude. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you like to smash your homegirls, your homegirls, you know, people that they like. Hazel likes smashing people, that you like. So y'all should just write a duet book, like two two strippers that might fuck your baby daddy. Like that should be that could be it. Yeah, I got that's what it should be. Two strippers that like to fuck your baby daddy. Seriously. And Hazel like messing with married men, so y'all could really have a two stripper side chicks, and
Love.
y'all might as well just go ahead and be friends again. Like that'll work out for y'all. And Hazel, the reason why Ashley didn't buy that pillowcase is because you smashed her baby daddy, and you should have just gave Ashley a pillowcase. Why you? Yeah, that's it. That's all. I was just giving them ideas for their book, and
Okay.
y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead, write. Give me my book. I need to write because I know y'all think I'm illiterate. I probably can't write it right. So
Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna get
thank
Keisha
you for
right.
giving your perspective, honey. Like you always come and you always give us your raw, real, true, unfiltered opinion. And so, you can't do nothing but respect it, right?
Yeah, no, that ain't no opinion. That's the facts. They need to
Well,
stop. I ain't giving no daggone opinion. I just gave you the facts. You cannot
facts.
change the
Okay.
facts. And
Hmm.
all right, for real. This is the last thing. Y'all
Okay.
want people to be unbiased. All right, this is for real. I'm out after this, for real.
Okay.
So y'all want people to say the people that y'all call unbiased are people that don't know the facts. Like y'all want her to be, y'all want to be like, well, what about when Keisha did this? What about? But y'all don't want her to say the truth. Like it's like
Right.
you keep calling her unbiased. I mean, y'all calling her biased because she's telling the truth. It's like y'all want her to say something that was made up by somebody.
Right.
She just said all you did on here was say the truth. Like you, or not even true. The things that are facts. Like the fact is this happened. The fact is that happened. So if you say the facts that happened and don't put a lie into it, you you got to be biased. No,
Right.
I just feel like it's biased to make up a whole story and
Exactly.
say that it's your opinion, like
Right.
it is a fact. Like no, Keisha asked Jeremy this after the what is the thing after she put him in the vlog. Then she asked, how do you know that?
Right.
Y'all hear me? The same reactors, y'all hear my voice. Say exactly what happened. So why are you
Right.
making a video and say that it didn't happen?
Right.
I'm telling you exactly what happened, and it doesn't make sense about what y'all saying. It makes what I'm saying is what happened, and I ain't lie yet. The only ones that be lying is the biased reactors, and then send us like what the fact? It's a fact. It's a fact. Jeremy wanted the baby in the vlog. Why are you saying Keisha put him in the vlog and wanted him in the vlog? Keisha was being petty. Like no, Jeremy wanted him in the vlog. How you gonna say Jeremy didn't want him in the vlog if you didn't hear Jeremy say he didn't want him in the vlog?
Right.
Like how are you making it up? That's what it is, being biased. You're
Right.
making up facts or fabricating the truth. Like that's what
Right.
you're doing. That's why it's biased because all of your stories that you put out are going against Keisha. Like nobody put a story about Ashley being in the attic, and Nia goofy behind is gonna sit there and say the reason why she didn't report on that was because Keisha is a bigger blogger. But Nia is the person who put Ashley on the one of the people that put Ashley's live on the internet, and you still put Keisha's title. Like, come on, bro. You could
Yeah.
put Keisha Kaylee's Jeremy's baby mom or something, but no, you just decided not to report on those because you are like, who cares? We all know Nia's biased. She couldn't even answer the question. Like, she really made a video about you being biased or unbiased, and then when
Right.
I asked her to her face, she want to fight because I asked her was she biased or unbiased. She don't. She said I'm not going to answer that question.
Right.
Okay, cool. You can't answer the question. You're okay, cool.
Right.
Gosh, but they irky, and I know they be tired of hearing my voice, so I just
Mhm.
wanted to go ahead and lay out the facts right
Right.
quick because they
Right.
forget they get selective amnesia
Yeah.
about the turn of events and what be going on. Like
Right.
y'all forgot, and why y'all go over there and ask Ashley please. Why did she lie? Why
Mhm.
did she lie and say that they had an agreement about another thing? She got over here and lied about the agreement. You said you
Right.
had an agreement that he was going to be. They say they making it seem like, oh, well, it should have been against Ashley. That was against Ashley's wishes. How do y'all know? Ashley never said it was against her wishes. She never said that it was against y'all wishes.
And somebody made a good point. Somebody just said, why have no have some have why have none of these so-called unbiased reactors? Why haven't they reacted on Ashley and Hayes no longer being friends? Because that's an interesting something to talk about. And so that's what I was saying. It's kind of like, as long as we're talking about Keisha and what she did wrong, it's a go. But anytime anything else shaky comes up, because that is a good conversation to have. Maybe we could take the conversation off of Keisha for a moment. Sidebar, what do we think about Hazel and Ashley not being friends? That could be an interesting conversation to get into, and that can spark some conversation. But no one wants to talk about it because it could make Ashley look bad.
Ashley
So
just
yeah.
they just did a whole live.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Octavia, whatever her name is. She
Yeah.
just did a whole live exposing Ashley.
Right.
About
And no one, I haven't seen one video about it.
that's
Not one.
that's very interesting
Right.
about how two side chick girls one fell out. Like, why didn't y'all make? And it's not even like a why. It's like we know why. We know why. Y'all got.
Mhm.
It's like these reactors. It's not. They have personal issues. Like every person that has a that continuously um speaks on Keisha, has had some type of personal dealing with Keisha that they didn't like because they be used to Keisha. They think that Keisha's just like, oh, um cookie cutter person is gonna approach you in a cookie cutter type of way. No, she approaches you in a matter of fact type of way.
Yeah.
Like, hello, yes, miss, can you please dot dot dot, you know? But she does it, and then they feel, in my opinion, when a Keisha approaches them about something that they did, they might be dead ass wrong. They don't like to be wrong, and then they feel stand out when she because she DM'd them. So Nia, this little beef with Keisha started when Keisha asked her to watch the comments about her kids.
Yeah.
Like, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
So she's mad about that. She made a video about that, and ever since then, she she doesn't have anything positive to say about Keisha.
Right.
Nothing. But Keisha has done a lot of positive things. Like
Yeah.
they're saying, like, oh, Keisha is evil. Keisha does things behind the scenes. I'm trying to still figure out what has Keisha done behind the scenes because Ashley has done so many things behind the scenes that y'all are pushing under the rug. Like,
Yeah.
what has Keisha done behind the scenes? Like, people say, oh, she used to do that. She gets people to talk for her. She gets people. Well, okay. I'm not gonna say nothing else after this, but I promise. Okay, just put me off after this.
Okay.
But people say that Keisha wasn't being transparent. Now, I can honestly say that when this situation went down, Keisha was under. It still is. She has a manager. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and I think she spoke on that. She has a manager that kind of like tells her, and then y'all
Right.
got to be honest. Like when stuff like this normally happens with people, especially like the way Keisha has a mommy vlog channel, they tell them not to address stuff like this. Like don't entertain this. Like just
Right.
be quiet and it will go away. Be quiet and it will go away. Don't say anything. This went on for months and months and months, and she was quiet, but it just did not go away. So
Right.
when
Yeah.
you saying transparent, it's like she should have been spoke. I wanted her to speak years ago. I wanted her to speak. In my opinion, like I would want her to speak, but people have to put it in perspective that she's just not a person that's just going out here. She's not really trying to make a brand for herself, a name for herself. Like at this point, I think she should take things in a different direction. But and I think she is. She's being more open. She's being more
Yeah.
transparent because YouTube is not the same like how it was before. But a lot of these trolls and a lot of like even with the LSAs and you got Discord and stuff like that, calculating her every move. It's like
Yeah.
she can't say anything without them turning her words around. Just like Jeremy, they want Jeremy to say something, but every time he says something, y'all saying, "Oh, Keisha told him to do it." So it's like it gets to the point where how can you be transparent with people who are nitpicking everything you say out your mouth? Like, and it's just like forget it. It's just me and my girls, and she just blocked it out because it's
Yeah.
like it's no way for her to be more transparent when y'all and they know what they doing. Like they
Yeah.
knew what they was doing by back. They put her back against the wall with every single thing she did. But y'all
Right.
still not talking about nothing that this girl actually did. But it doesn't even matter what she did because she was only used as a vessel to use against Keisha, and they've been using her for a long time. But she was using them as well. Ashley is no saint in the situation.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying Keisha did have a management team. Not a team, but you know what I'm saying? She was getting advice from people that may not have been you can't say that management is not always right. Like
Right.
in this situation, I definitely think that was it was damn near a sabotage on her career for her not to say anything. And that
Correct.
I think the manager may have meant well by
Mm.
it, but she didn't understand the whole she didn't understand all of it. Like,
Right.
like she probably needed a crisis manager, a social media manager, like somebody that was like really in the streets, in the YouTube streets that really could analyze her situation because her situation was definitely unique. It was not the normal like situation.
Right.
So I think that it wasn't just only her. She had to take advice from other people as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
But I'm done. I know I be talking. I'm about to go in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
righty.
you.
Thank you so much, Dee. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
I
See ya.
know. Thank you. I know Charnel. I gotta go in a little bit, y'all. Honey, my child probably out there. My grandma's no worries, you guys. My child is not out here taking care of herself. Her and my grandma out there playing and stuff together. But I know Charnel wanted to call in, so I'm gonna let Charnel call in if she wants to, and then I'm gonna dip on out of here at 8 o'clock. Well, it's 7:46 p.m. my time or whatever. So I'm gonna dip on out of here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm gonna post a link again so Charnel can call if she wants to call. But that was good. That was good, honey. D came and she set some records straight. So now I have a better understanding of, why Keesha sent the picture to Brilliant Bree. And so that was pretty good. So this is why these conversations are beneficial. And I see people coming in saying that we want to hate Ashley. No, we definitely don't want to hate Ashley. I have related to Ashley plenty of times. That's why I said in the beginning, I don't blame Ashley for the role she played because I have made the same mistake as well that Ashley did make. So I'm definitely not saying that, we should attack Ashley. All I'm saying is, if you're someone who follows this Keisha Kaylee drama, steer clear before you hop on the hate train for Keisha. And you can't be one of those people rooting for the end of Keisha and the counseling of Keisha. You can't be one of those people talking about her parenting, ready to call the CPS on and all of that if we're not going to talk about the whole entire situation, because she was not the only one in this situation who did something that was um not correct. You know what I'm saying? But thank you. Thank you, D, for coming on here. I said Charnel may have gotten out for a second. But if so, that's okay. Like I said, I'll hang around with you all for a few more minutes until 8 p.m. and then I gotta go. But it's good to have this conversation, you guys. And like I said, for those of you all who are not subscribed, subscribe. Thank you. I seen baby mama telling everybody to hit a like the live as you're coming in. If you are watching this and you are not subscribed and do not have your post notifications on, then what are you doing? What are you doing? But yes. So I'm gonna hang out for a few more minutes, but y'all probably like, this girl just said she was finna go about an hour ago. But yes, honey, my child is out there with my grandma, my lovely grandmom here, and they're having a good old time. They're doing something out there, honey. They're having a good time. Fun fact: my grandmama is like the sweetest lady ever. She is very hilarious. Literally, you guys, she literally buys my child something from the store every single day. Every day. Whether it's a Taki, a Snickers bar, a juice, a cookie, she is out there spoiled riding. So it sounds like she digging in her Halloween candy and tearing it up out there. So I gotta go set the record straight in a minute. But yes, yeah, my opinion on Nia, I know everyone's saying Nia's biased. Like I said, it's not a bad thing if you are biased or unbiased. It's just I don't like people who attack people who have a different opinion. That's when I can't support someone who's biased. If you're the type of bias where I can't come into your conversation or your chat and just say something positive about Keisha without getting called stupid and without people trying to act like they want to look if you book on me, then that's the type of bias I can't support. But if you're the type of bias where you're just team someone, but you're still able to have a positive conversation, then that's fine. I don't mind you being that type of bias. But if you're the type of bias where I come in your live and I say, well, I think Keisha is a good person. And then y'all call me stupid, slow, dumb. That's the type of bias that I can't support. Because some people will be Team Keisha. Some people will be Team Ashley. But just be respectful. That's all that I ask. Be respectful and fair. I like that type of commentary. Like I said, Tia Mar, shout out to her. Like I said at the beginning of this live, I love her channel because she makes content, and a lot of times she talks about my jazzy life, right? And a lot of her opinions are not on the side of my jazzy life. She always gives my jazzy life constructive criticism, but she does it in a way that's respectful. And if someone comes onto her live and they are wanting to support Jasmine, then she does not shun them or call them names, or she does not release any negativity onto them. So that's the type of bias that I can support. Is her opinion always in favor of Jazzy life? No. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times she's giving Jazzy some constructive criticism, right? But at the same time, she's able to be respectful to those that don't agree with what she's saying. So that's the type of people who may be a little biased, but you can still support them. So it's not always a bad thing if you come across somebody who's coming across kind of biased. It's bad when the people who are coming across that way start attacking people and being disrespectful because of the way they feel. It says Jeremy is responsible of all that drama, yet Keisha is mad at Ashley. It doesn't matter if she stay naked all day around him. Your man should keep it in his pants. That's a good point. Queen Faithful, it says, because I'm a nosy bee. Now, what I don't, I'm sorry, the chats are going. I don't have to watch her blog all the time, but only watch time to, because her babies are adorable. Alrighty. Nice today says, but you just allowed D to get on your platform, disrespect and shade Ashley and Hazel, calling them strippers and side chick. Well, let me just clear that up. I don't think anything is wrong with being a stripper or side chick. So that's D opinions. I don't have a problem if Hazel is a stripper or if Ashley's a stripper, honey. I love the strippers. Okay. So let me clear up D calling them what she just called them. If D feels like it's negative that Hazel and Ashley are strippers or whatever used to be strippers, then I don't feel that way. So me and D have a difference of opinion on that. So that's what D said about them, but I don't criticize them if they're strippers because, like I said, honey, the strip club food be good, and the strippers give me life. Okay, I also have no problem with um someone calling Ashley a side chick because I have been in a position where I have played that type of role before. So this is a thing because unknown is saying it's disrespectful. I'm not trying to police what comes out of grown people's mouth, right? A lot of people call Keesha a dumb hoe, right? And that's disrespectful, but I would not be upset with that person for how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I can still watch a content of someone who calls Keisha dumb or stupid, even though that's disrespectful. I can still watch and engage with someone who feels that way about Keisha. What I don't like and where I will stop supporting someone is, once again, I'm going to bring this back home. People who start going below the belt, calling defects on her, calling her sponsors, talking about her children, and being malicious and trying to get her fired and trying to get her kids taken away. Those are the only people that I couldn't rock with in all of this drama. But everyone has said disrespectful things. They have, if you can listen to Paris's conversation about Keisha, especially Paris before all the other stuff. But if you can listen to Paris call Keisha a bitch, a hoe, a this, or that, then you can definitely stomach D calling Ashley and Hazel some strippers, even though if they're strippers, honey, I don't have a problem with it. Because like I said, I love the strippers. It says we can all do. Yeah, we definitely don't have to name call. I'm not saying name calling is right, but let's call everybody out for name calling. So if you don't like to hear the name calling, then I hope you were the same people on Hazel's live when she was calling Keisha key fungus, talking about her hygiene, calling her mama slow, all of that. If you're going to be, if you're going to chastise D for using the term stripper and side chick, then we also have to chastise everybody else who started the name calling first. Because remember, before we knew a D, before D was ever on this platform, Keisha had already been called Key Fungus, Key Funky, Wig, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. We don't have to name call nobody, right? We Black women, we can call each other the name that our moms and dad gave us, right? So I'm all with you on that, unknown. We don't want a name call, but if we're gonna call out people from name calling, the name calling been going on before D ever said anything. Before D called anybody a stripper or a side chick, Keisha was called about 50 names. That's what I said, honey. Yeah, I love the strippers. Hey, I like the strippers. I don't have nothing wrong with strippers. Strip clubs be lit. Okay. It says strippers are cool with men. They always have the best wings. Right. That strip club food be good, honey. Voluntarily being a side chick, I have an issue with. I just want people to think more of themselves, right? And yeah, in the situation where I was a side piece, it was more of an involuntary situation. Like I never in my life just been like, ooh, he got a girlfriend, yes. But it's always been a situation where a dude been lying, he been playing both sides, and depending on how I felt in my life, I probably didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So but you definitely should want more for yourself. And I feel like as adults, and this is an interesting thing, you guys, and like I said, I have to go in about 4 minutes, but people should also start exploring. It says say a lot for people in the back. Okay, them strip club wings be good, period. Okay. But yes, so people should start also exploring different type of relationships as well. Because one thing that was interesting that I saw on Facebook today is that you have to understand there are other type of relationships that do exist. They have polygamous relationships. They have the relationships where the wife has two husbands. They have the sister wives. They have the open relationship. So in this day and age, I'm not saying any of those things are for me, right? But as adults, we need to start having honest conversations. So yeah, it was an involuntary. I was an involuntary side chick, y'all. But we need to start having honest conversations about what we want out of life and respecting people who live those alternative lifestyles as well, because a lot of times we wouldn't run into these side chick situations if people are more honest about their needs. So these men out here, they need to start vocalizing if they don't have the ability to be monogamous. They need to start vocalizing that. Women too. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, this situation like this where everyone's so kind of in their feelings about the whole side chick word, maybe if people are just more honest about the type of love they need, we wouldn't have side chicks wouldn't exist. Like if people just start saying, look, partner, I love you to death, but I'm gonna need me more than one woman, so we're gonna have to have us a little open situation. And now if you say that to me, I may be like, hell no. Or I may be like, oh, well, that's an interesting perspective. Let's try it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, if we're so sensitive about this side chick word, maybe we should have started encouraging our friends and our family members who have dealt with this type of situation. Or if we know somebody who just always got to have them about 5 girlfriends on the low, start encouraging them to come out and just be open and honest about the type of love they need. You know? Oh, hey, Chanel, I had posted the link. It says we need collaborating podcasts a lot about the situation. I was a side chick, even though I had them first. Let's talk about it. Hey, girl, let me put my link in here. I had posted it. Yeah, so I can let you. I have to go in a second, but I know you wanted to call in, so I can say a few more moments for you. Yeah, we definitely can do something together. Definitely. Because, I've been in Ashley's situation and it's not as conniving as people always try to make it seem. Like I said, my situation was a little involuntary. I was an involuntary side chick, It was kind of like homeboy just couldn't get the lies together, honey. He just was single and he would say he was single, then I see a picture on Facebook and all of that. So that was my situation. But yes, we definitely can collaborate if you want to do a more formal live together one day. Whatever you want to do, girl, I'm with it, because I have definitely been in that situation before, most definitely. And yeah. D says I'm broke because I got 100 videos. Well, shit, as long as I'm not popping my coochie and still broke, I'm good. D says she can't pop us. They don't guess. Okay, D is crazy, honey. Okay, love me more. So Jeremy liked it. Tree says D was wrong with popping cooch. Like I said, I'm not judgmental. I'm an open-minded people. There are some people that judge strippers, and there are some people that judge the girls the hot girls that be in the club, twerking it down. But I don't see that. I don't. To me, there's nothing wrong with being a stripper. You know, so just because D feels that way doesn't mean that I share the same thoughts. I was just letting her get her thoughts out because I'm respectful on my platform. Just like when Paris came on my live, in my live, she was cussing Keesha out, and I let her get out how she felt. So I'm not a butt kisser or anything. I just feel like we all grown. So if you want to go in a little bit, you can go in. As long as you don't take it too far, you good in my book. But D is hilarious. D is funny. Yes, D is funny. It says popping coochie in the care package is the problem. Chanel said, yes, that's what I want to do. My girlfriend just got home. I did ask her how her day was. I've been in traffic. Okay, girl. Well, yes, definitely. My Instagram is the same as this name. It's not Ansha J. I don't know. Can you DM people on YouTube? I don't know. But yeah, just hit me up and we can put something together. But yeah, I got my Instagram posted in my about me. It's the same one. So if you want to DM me on Instagram and we work something out one of these days, I know you probably gotta, tend to your girlfriend. I gotta tend to my baby. Like I said, she probably in there running my grandma crazy, honey. My grandma gives her anything she wants. So I know my grandma is probably like, girl, come get this child. She in here probably got me down here fixing her some one day, y'all. My child had my grandma fixing her some cereal with chocolate milk. Okay. She had my grandma in there doing anything. Okay. But yeah, they're both pretty. They are both pretty women. Keisha is beautiful. Ashley is beautiful. Yeah, inbox me about it, honey. Yeah, we can definitely put something together because that is definitely a conversation that we can have. Honey, I have some interesting stories. I think you missed it. I had like a little story time earlier about when I almost had to get physical with the side chick. So yeah. But all right, you guys. D says I'm not popping coochie with no babysitter. I mean, you know, if you're gonna be out here twerking it on the pole, you got to make sure it's profitable. But ain't nothing wrong with a good twerk down, honey. Okay. Sometimes these bills will have you thinking about going to the pole. Look, I have a whole career, and I be like, you know what? I need $1 million, honey. I might need to go to Magic City on a Monday. Shoot. Okay. But yes, see you all in my next live. I just want to thank you all so much for being supportive, commenting, joining the live, all of that. Like, I appreciate you all. Let's keep this family growing. Like, I really do enjoy the conversation and the commentary. This is like another, I am so glad that I'm able to find a hobby and interact with people from all over. So I just want to thank you all for joining me today. You all have a good night. I know I think these probably going later. Bye, y'all. But I enjoyed you all, Madison. I did. I enjoyed you all. Thank each and every one of you all. Thank you all. And you all have a good day. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe on your way out. See y'all later. Mwah, mwah. Love you guys.